So, guys, we're live, guys. We're live, guys. Welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome, guys. Welcome. As you've already know on my thumbnail, it is the Wonder Boy. It's officially a United player.
The
After
Chelsea boy, the Chelsea boy that most people.
77 years, he's become a United fan. Sorry, a United player, finally.
Also a United fan.
Oh man,
You know, he was a Chelsea
you get
fan
hyped
before.
up. You get hyped up. Told you.
Yeah.
Too
So, a
hyped.
United player, his name is Jadon Sancho. So, like, finally, it's official United player. So we look forward to seeing more in the PL. How we're gonna, in terms of his success, how he's gonna like perform over the next 5 or 6 years
You ain't
as a
gonna
United
enjoy it when
fan.
he's ripping up that right wing against Shabdalai.
So we'll see.
Marcus Alonso sitting
Because
there
for
as
me,
somebody.
that's a nightmare. I don't want to even imagine at all in my life. For me, I think in terms of output, see, this is where the problem is. People rate Kylian Mbappe a lot. Yes, I rate Mbappe, but in terms of output, I think what Jadon Sancho has put in the Bundesliga in terms of output, he has to be on the par with Kylian Mbappe and this kind of level of players, young players we have in world football at the moment. He may not score that much goal, but his output is, my Lord in heaven, is up there. It's up there. And with the kind of Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, and the kind of players we guys have in the team, with that attacking flair, my Lord in heaven, how many attacking team you guys gonna get is gonna be so staggering. So yeah, it is an official United player. So we're gonna talk about Harry Kane to Manchester City. What does it mean to the Premier League? Is the Premier League officially over? Should you just hand over the title to Man City, Manchester City? Because I know if they get Harry Kane and they get Grealish,
Easy.
if they get Kane and Grealish, I'm sorry guys, I will just do it. I will be doing a watch. I will be doing a watch along, but I won't even say a word. I'm like, okay.
They should hand the league for them.
Just hand them the league. And I don't want to talk about it, but I think because somebody tagged me this afternoon when I think I was kind of doing something at home, so the person tagged me, so I saw the news, but I have to wait till like maybe this tomorrow or possibly on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to kind of officially say it very well. Apparently, we're gonna table 135 million euro to Borussia Dortmund, approximately 150 pounds to
What's up,
Dortmund
man?
for Halland.
I'm getting tired, man. I'm getting tired.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
going to. How has it been done yet? We're going to do it. When are we do it?
Exactly. That's my problem.
We're preparing the bid.
Preparing.
No action. All talk.
Because they have Tuchel this morning after in his presser today, and I was happy. What Tuchel said.
Go on.
He spoke with Ganaski and Czech, and he's relaxed in terms of the transfer. He said
Chelsea right now.
we don't need to rush. We don't need to rush things, and we don't need to kind of complicate things ourselves. He said, "I'm relaxed and I'm fine. I'm happy with the squad I have."
No.
That's what they say. That's what I listen to what they say.
What should he say? Should he say I'm unhappy? Should he say I'm unhappy? They don't want to give me Halalnd, and and we haven't signed
Chelsea
any
right
player.
now.
Come on,
Chelsea right now though, it's just all talk and no mouth.
Yeah,
no,
all talk and no money.
Tom, the thing is that
no money.
Tom, the thing is that with transfers, I think people forget that you make transfers to win trophies.
Yeah.
You also just won the Champions League. So in a way, like I get the whole you want signings, but signings are not the trophy. Like this Champions League that this team just won is a big accomplishment. It actually shows that there's a lot of quality in the team already. Mm-hmm. Quite all right, we might need a striker, but there's also a possibility that we might not, because we have a very good squad. There are a lot of players that just came in. There's a big possibility, man. I think people are looking too much that, okay, last season, a lot of players underperformed. And they're also saying next season, those same players will do the same thing. And
I don't think the manager change help, though, really.
Look, unless Werner scores like 20 goals next season.
Werner is not the only offensive striker. That's why
I know.
But
I mean, you've already got rid of one of them in Giroud, and you're looking at getting rid of the other one in Abraham.
No.
So you're gonna have nobody.
Even if the players improve, man, look, there's not enough there. There isn't enough. We're looking at winning the Premier League again. We're not just talking about top four. If it's top four, then you say, okay,
this
fine.
is it. It's not knockout.
To win the league, you need to make sure. You need to make sure that you're giving yourself the best chance. Don't just.
Okay, when Chelsea won, Eric, let me ask a question. When Chelsea won under Conte, tell me the phenomenal striker we had.
We had Diego Costa. We had Diego Costa, second best ever striker we've ever had.
Best. Yeah, Costa, it wasn't a like How many goals did he score that season?
20
He
goals,
scored
20
20
goals,
goals.
20 goals,
20
20 goals,
goals.
Yeah,
20.
he scored 20
Okay,
goals.
then we
20
have
goals.
Pedro. What I'm saying is that at the end, this thing has to be shared. We had
Pedro got
Pedro
like
who actually
16
had a good
goals or
16
15
goals.
goals.
15 or
16
16.
goals. You
16
see,
goals.
it needs to be shared out.
I
So
think it does show that the Premier League's gotten a lot better though. Like if we go back 2 years, the highest goal scorer in front three in the Premier League, funnily enough, was Man United, and it
no, but Tom is still there.
I think he cuts out.
when Mane
I
were
think,
rocking
Yeah.
the band. You had Chelsea who had brilliant attackers at the time. Giroud was a lot younger and was still a lot more useful and effective.
But Tom,
City
the thing is
City had the
that
players they did.
the
Yeah,
thing is
go
that
ahead.
people are forgetting that we need a front three. We don't need
This is
one
the thing.
striker.
This is the thing.
That's what a lot of people are forgetting here. Even if you get Haaland and he scores 20 goals,
I
25
don't see
goals,
who links
it
up
doesn't
with.
guarantee you. It doesn't guarantee you winning the league because you need a front three. When Liverpool did it, they had Mane, Salah, and Firmino on
The
fire.
funny thing as well, Sam, they built that piece by piece. They didn't buy all three of them like bang. Let's just chuck a 200 million at it, and there we go. It's a quick fix. Like they bought
Exactly.
Mane first.
No,
No, they got Firmino first. Then they bought in
I
Mane,
have to. Okay.
and then
Okay.
Salah came in as the third.
No, Eric, talk.
Third
What do you
wheel.
what do you
Yeah,
have
go
to
on,
say?
go
No,
on,
no,
Do you
Eric.
I'm
think
just.
Haaland is the
Yeah,
solution?
I have to disagree, man. Look, we don't
So
need.
Haaland is the solution.
Yes, correct.
Oh,
Look what Man City did last season. Man City didn't even have a striker, and they won the league. You need the striker to get you like a certain number of goals guaranteed, and then the rest of the team can make up for it.
Can step up. Can step up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if Werner scores like 5, Pulisic scores like 5, Mount scores 3, all of a sudden it adds up, and we get like 80 plus goals. That's how it works. So
no, Eric, it doesn't work like that if those players scored that amount you called right now.
No, it does. No. Look,
Doesn't
okay,
add
look,
up. Then how
how
much will
ma-
Haaland score? 30 or 40 goals?
oh, no. How many goals did Chelsea score last season?
Yeah. See, this is what we're gonna talk about Labiu. See, this is
No,
what
but
the
the
problem.
thing is
Chelsea.
that
Okay,
I
wait, hang
think
on, hang on.
is it
Labiu going to
60 or
play.
is it 60 or 70? I'm not
KJ.
sure.
Chelsea scored 58 goals last
Wash,
season.
mate.
If you add
Wash.
20,
We
if you
ain't
add
buying a midfielder. Go on,
if
Eric.
you
Go on.
add 20 goals, if you add 20 goals to that, what's that? 78. That's almost 80 goals just from one. So that's what I'm saying. So if we get a 20 plus goals a season striker, we can challenge for the league. I really believe it. Yeah.
You can challenge, but I don't necessarily think you'll win it.
Exactly.
That's
Because the other areas.
if you're going to spend that much money on one player, I think that has to be the guarantee that you're going to win the league, or you're going to run it very close, like to the line, the final day of the season. That sort of close.
But
if you're going to spend that much money.
Tom, according to the record, I've been a Chelsea fan for a very long time. The only two strikers that can have trusted us in Chelsea are Costa and Didi Drogba, and those two strikers they have consistencies in them, which wins the league week in and week out. Haaland, like I said, Haaland coming in with guaranteed goals because when you give him the chances, he will score goals. For me, in terms of the kind of talent we have now, Haaland in that team at the moment will score hot goals. He will leave the momentum, the atmosphere in the squad first, in the surrounding of the dressing room first, and the fans will get motivated a lot because now we have a proven striker in which we have not had for a very long time. The last time we had a proven striker was 2017. Diego Costa was the last time.
The one thing I'll say though is, do you honestly and it might be controversial what I'm gonna say. The English culture, the English game, so to speak, is all about passion, tackling, this sort of thing, putting it all on the line, so to speak. You'll find, a defender from an average Premier League club or whatever, they'll dive for the ball or whatever, they'll die on the football field, so to speak, for the club or whatever. And I don't honestly see I can see Halalnd in the Premier League, but I just think in the actual modern version of the Premier League, I think he's going to struggle to find goals against the low block teams. I think against your teams like Man City and stuff, I think he'll have a field day, Leeds, etc., where there's that space to operate in. But when you're playing a Burnley or somebody in a rough game at Turf Moor or something, I I don't know. I think there'll be question marks over
John, you
it.
have a great point there
Yeah, you
because
have
I
a
think
good point.
even that whole, I don't think Haaland guarantees that. Like, I really
Mm.
don't. The Premier League is such a
It's
different kind of
difficult. See,
league that
Sam.
people
Premier League
forget.
is
Even when you talk about Drogba, when Drogba came to
It's
Chelsea,
harder to play
he
Burnley
struggled.
sometimes
He
than it is to play Man
struggled. All this
City.
stuff. Haaland right now, if you're buying Haaland for 130, I see him for, like as a striker. Maybe in the next 3 years, he can be that guy.
And then they'll leave. And then you got to buy. Then you got to buy
Maybe.
somebody else.
Maybe because that's what I see in him. I think he will need 1 year of that whole, it's a new country. And that's the sad thing with Chelsea fans is you see them start spilling all these excuses for him. Even when Chelsea's pay 150 for him. You start hearing, his mom is still in Norway. She hasn't been back. Or his dad is still in
see
Germany. He's no
that is
more
What's
my
all his excuse?
that's my
His
that,
son's
see
playing for
that's my
Christian's son.
the little bit of excuse I'm gonna give Alan is after Diego Costa left, Morata and Fernando Torres doesn't give me that strike of a striker that I've been in Chelsea for. Haaland has that mentality of a number 9 that this Diego Costa fighting him that
Do it now,
I
Abdullahi.
don't,
That's all I'm going to say. Do or die. Because if you don't do it now, then
yes,
the deal's dead next summer to Chelsea. I'm sorry.
it is
You,
that.
you
He's
guys,
not going to the Premier League.
hang on. You guys said some very interesting things there. You just made a lot of assumptions there. So I want to ask you guys, what exactly, Tom and Sam specifically, what exactly is your reason for thinking that Holland wouldn't hit the ground running? Why do you think he will struggle
I know.
against?
I think he will have a field day, so to speak, where he won't get as harassed, pressed on the ball. The best way I can put it is when you hear the name Harland on the team sheet or whatever, it catches your eye. And when I look at a modern day defender, I'm just going to say a random name, James Tarkovsky, for example. He's not the biggest name in the world, but he's a name that you would know if you said it to somebody. When you look at somebody like a team like a Burnley or somebody who's just going to sit back and going to give you no space at all, and it's going to be right, hit us with it. Haaland's not going to be able to make any of these runs, so he's going to be forced into playing target man. That's not necessarily his game permanently per se, but he can switch it up. And this is where I'm saying in terms of most of the time, you're going to be playing those sort of teams. On a consistent basis, you're going to be playing teams who are just going to sit back and aren't going to want to do anything against you because they're going to be worried about, they've got Halalnd, they've got Pulisic, they've got whoever else. They're not going to want to go for it in the game, and they're just going to sit back, and that doesn't suit.
Let me answer Wash question. See,
Yeah, go
Wash,
ahead.
I understand what you said in terms of Haaland. Like I said, the record stand you want to buy him, I have a problem with it because every record stand that we bought in Chelsea has been flop. But
everybody has one of these periods.
My excuse with Haaland is I see this kind of striker in him that he just give me something different out of the striker we've already have in Chelsea. The like of Drogba, the like of Diego Costa. Those fighting power, even if they're not going to score good, you should then demand, give me that ball, pass me that ball. That fight, that willingness in them, Torres doesn't have it.
That passion
doesn't have it. Exactly. So those motivations in them that he doesn't care about you. Give me that ball. Let me have that ball on my feet. I want to do something. That's the kind of striker I want in my team. That one that will fight for the team. That want to give his all for that team. That kind of striker we've missed in Chelsea. In the lack of Costa. When Costa was in Chelsea, every Premier League team feared him. Man U, Liverpool, Arsenal, City. Everybody doesn't want to play Diego Costa because they know his name is Diego Costa. And that guy is an aggressive player. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about your name. He doesn't care. He wants to play football. He's a passion player and he wants to give himself for the team. That kind of player,
Haaland is that, yeah.
He's striking on that kind of ability of that kind of, yes. I don't care about what anybody say. My name is Halalnd. Give me that ball. I want to do, I don't care. That give me that kind of excuse I have in him that, yes, when it comes to the player, he will show himself as a player that, no, I don't care about what the media said. I want to enjoy myself as a footballer.
Against the top 6 teams, Abdullahi. Let me put it. But when you play any of the top 6, I'm going to guarantee you he will probably score or assist in that game. Every single one of the top 6 games he plays against, if there's going to be a goal in that game for Chelsea, he will have some sort of involvement in it, whether he scores it or he assists it.
Especially the team that play Highline. Oh my Lord!
Highline, Leeds United.
The thing is that
got a hat trick.
To answer Eric's question, I'm not number one. These are the reasons why I feel it won't be as smooth sailing as people think it is. Because number one, he is very young. People forget how young this boy is. He's extremely young. He's going to come to Chelsea with one of, I think it will be the biggest transfer fee in Premier League history. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
135. Yeah.
Yeah,
Van Dijk. Well, it's Maguire
that
with
comes with
80.
a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, too, is I do feel the Chelsea system, and I love Jorginho, but I also feel that Jorginho taking penalties could affect someone like Haaland because
No.
I
You
know
know
a lot,
what?
let me say,
Okay,
the
finish.
thing is, people forget penalties help strikers. I don't know why for some reason
No,
people don't think
I get what
because
you mean by that.
penalties help Harry Kane. There's a reason Harry Kane has been fine. Like penalties help a lot of strikers to just give it that extra boost. And also another thing is that even at Germany, Haaland, someone just put it, Haaland has gone on goal droughts,
For
but people
two.
don't
Okay.
mention it that much. He's a young
Mm-hmm.
player. He's not like
He's
my
still
thing is I don't
developing.
think Haaland
He's
is
still
the
developing.
player
He's not the
you
finished
buy.
article by a long
Exactly,
stretch.
Tom. He's not the
Mm-hmm.
finished article, and you need kind of a finished article. When Chelsea bought Costa, Costa has gone
Finished
to
player.
loans with
Yeah.
Atletico. He proved himself in the Spanish league multiple times, won trophies with like he Costa was ready for that. And
Mm-hmm.
this is another
Mm.
thing too. I do feel the team needs to step up more than actually Chelsea getting a new striker. I do feel there are a lot of players in this Chelsea team right now that are underperforming. That it won't even matter if you get a 20 goal striker. It won't still make any difference because there are players in this team that have to be better. People like I don't like mentioning this guy's name because people think I have an agenda, but Kovacic has to improve
Mm-hmm.
immensely, especially in that midfield. Mason Mount's
Well,
output, he
he
needs
didn't
to
get in
reach
the team
10
for
goals.
me. He don't
Yeah, he
get in the
doesn't even
team.
get. But the thing is that if Jorginho is injured or Kante is injured, he
Yeah.
automatically gets into the team.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is a problem still. Mason Mount has to improve on his output. Kai Havertz has to be more consistent.
Yeah.
Werner, we all know Werner's issue. Hudson Odoi, Hudson Odoi has to be the player that we all knew at the beginning of this season. So there are a lot of players that still that I actually feel that if those players step up and
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea don't get Haaland, I think we get a better season than
Yes.
we get Haaland.
For me, both things have to happen. I think
But
both yeah. So the players have to step up, and we need that striker. You mentioned the Mount. Yeah, obviously Mount needs to keep improving, and we know he is improving. You know, he's improving every season. He got 7 goals last season,
mm-hmm.
so he's improving, and I'm not really concerned about Mount. Some of the other people, Pulisic was poor last season. He needs to step up. So I completely agree with you. But and even the whole thing with Holland, that the reality is that he's the best option right now. Like he
Mm-hmm.
gives us the best chance of challenging. That's just the reality. The
Mm-hmm.
other options that you can mention, they have their issues. Kane not happening, impossible. Lukaku.
Impossible.
Lukaku will not join Chelsea after we've been chasing Holland this whole
He
time.
was
And
the
then,
player.
Mm-hmm.
He was the player. I'm sorry. If you're not getting Haaland, it had to be Lukaku.
but Lukaku will
Ready
not take.
made, proven
He
in
won't.
every league.
He won't.
But Lukaku has a lot of pride. He won't like what
He won't. He
Chinner is
won't.
saying. He won't just
But
show
the
up.
thing though, I like what Tom said. Lukaku for me, actually, I feel Lukaku is of that mold that of when Chelsea bought Costa or all these
Yes.
players that okay, I'm buying you to win the league for me.
Yes.
I feel he's more of in that mode
And he's
than a
proven it
Haaland.
in multiple
Exactly.
leagues. Like
In
we
the
can
league,
say all we
even
want.
even people forget
Bro,
Lukaku balled at West Brom,
no, Lukaku is
Everton.
good. No, Lukaku
West
is
Brom,
good.
Everton.
Lukaku solves the problem, and Lukaku you can still get at least 4 or 5 years from him, right?
I wanted
He's
Lukaku. Yeah.
he's at his prime right now. Like you can
Mhm.
tell he's in his elements.
Yes.
The only thing with Lukaku is after we've chased Haaland.
Exactly.
And remember the season is about to start, right? Everybody is starting in the next 20 days. The season starts in 21 days. Yeah. About
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah. The
About 21 days, right? Well,
Wait,
21
what?
days.
I'll check. Hang on. Yeah,
Yeah, the
it
season
is.
starts on the
20
14th, right?
days.
Yeah,
14th. 14th.
yeah, 21 days. So I know the Serie A starts the next weekend. I know it's the English league, the German league, and the French league. But the
Yeah,
thing
they
is,
have the late ones because of the
everybody
window.
right now, like Sam, I agree. You guys, Lukaku will be a fantastic option for sure. Like he's better than what we have right now. He elevates the team. He gives us goals for sure. Lukaku.
I think he's possibly even a better option than Halland, to be honest, because he's going to be. If you buy Lukaku, you're guaranteed he's going to see out the contract. Whereas with Halland, there's not that guarantee, because as soon as Madrid or Barcelona come knocking on the door, he's going to, he's agent.
I don't mind. See, I don't mind if Haaland stays 3 seasons. The main thing is as long as it's on Marina's terms, how much he sold for. That's all. And I know Marina,
no release clause or anything.
Yeah, like Marina is not going to do a deal to pay 130 million pounds now.
125, approximately 150.
Yeah, and then in 3-4 seasons, you're coming to her and telling her, "Hey, my client wants out, or else I'll go to the media."
Yeah.
She's a Russian. She's a Russian. No, see, like I always say, in Europe, there's hierarchy. There's a hierarchy. You cannot mess with Russians. You cannot mess with Scandinavians. Period. Or people from the Germanic tribes. Yes.
Another
and
thing.
I'm telling you this because see, Raola messes with Ole Gunnar or Manchester United. Those guys don't have balls like they're Americans, right? In Chelsea, it's a Russian madman that is an oligarch and he is connected in Europe. He'll be done. Like it will be a wrap. Mino Raola, they'll screw him up. They'll find something.
If you even look at that deal, it's practically impossible for Chelsea to sign Haaland for 130, and then he will have a release clause of less than how much you bought him.
Exactly.
Well, they've already started.
It doesn't make sense. You know why? Because
loss from the beginning.
Yeah, that's a super loss because
so it's not even
Dortmund. When Dortmund bought him, yeah, go ahead. I didn't think when Dortmund bought him. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, logically though, whenever Dortmund start their preseason campaigns, they don't sell players; they will only buy players. Because we saw it with Sancho last summer. As soon as they started their preseason and they've jetted off, that was it. They didn't sell anybody else after that period. They didn't sell anybody. They only bought people in. And it's exactly the same situation now.
No, but the difference here is that Chelsea are paying stupid money for him.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they're paying stupid money, but they're not guaranteed to keep him long term.
And I wanted to add for sure, Dortmund bought him for 30 million. 30 million euros.
Exactly. Yeah, from Salzburg.
And his release clause is 75 million euros. Which is
that's suicide next summer, though.
Exactly.
For Chelsea.
Exactly. That's for next summer. So
he'll go Madrid or Barca with that sort of money.
Wait, hold on. So you see the margin, right? They put in the value that they paid for him. So they paid 30 million 18 months ago for this guy. In 2.5 years, they want to get 75 million. That's more than two times how much they paid for him, right? That's if he goes. That's why they put the release clause. Now, if Chelsea pays 130 million pounds for this guy, in 3 years, if they're gonna sell him, it's gonna be nothing less than 200 plus.
Exactly, it's just business. It's common sense. It's
You can't
make business like business. I buy for 130, and then I have
Dortmund
because remember, as he stays in Chelsea, he's developing, right? He's under a world-class manager.
Yeah,
he's going to add value. He's going to add more value to himself. He's going to win trophies. He's going to be highest goal scorer somewhere. He's going to improve. So with that improvement comes increase in his value, and that's where does he want the money? It's just unfortunate. It's today's market, and because of his age, he's 22, right?
21.
So if Chelsea can keep him for 5 seasons, and you divide 5 by 135 is what? That's about roughly.
Well,
5 times 2.
Yeah,
30 mil, man.
30 million.
Like 30
Is that 30 mil per year? Yeah, it's about 30 mil per year. How much? And is it guaranteed that you win trophies that are going to be worth more than 30 mil per year? Yes, right. I know that's just he's That's his.
He's guaranteed to win trophies, but it depends which ones.
No, the 30 mil is not included with his wages. So if you add his wages, I think his wages will probably be 10, 12 mil, right? So we're looking at 42 mil every year, right?
But Emi, do you think he will perform if he plays in the league?
Yes, he will.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. He has the mentality.
He have the mentality.
I'm not sure why people are doubting this guy, man. He has
He
everything.
has that mentality.
He has the mentality.
I'm not doubting him. Let me put it like this. I'm not doubting him over the whole season, but in particular games, you play more games against low block teams than you will do against teams that have space and will open up against you.
Why is him against low block teams such an issue? I still don't understand.
It's not. Well, it's not such an issue because he develops, but his main strong points in his game
has been
his runs.
Do you know how tall this guy is?
Yeah, I know how tall he is.
He's
But
6'4", right?
I don't need to be told how tall he is.
He's about
physically built.
and
Have you
he's
seen the goals
physically
he
very
scores in
strong.
Germany? Have you seen the goals he scores in Germany?
Most of
To
his
be
goals-
fair, it's a
The
weak league.
space in
But
that league. Let's not forget
at the same
that
time,
the
okay. So
reason
hang
Werner
on.
was so good. The space in
At
that
the,
league is
at the
Thank
same
you.
time, quality is quality, man. No matter where you are. Okay, so
Mhm.
what about Lewandowski? Is he not a world class striker because he plays in Germany? Come on.
No,
And when,
no, no.
If you're a
and when
Chelsea player,
when Lewandowski plays against English opposition, he trashes them. Like he scores at least 2-3 goals.
But
Yeah,
this is the thing everyone brings up, and it's not the same thing. You playing English team in the Champions League is not the same as playing a
thank you.
Burnley.
that's true.
As
It's not the same
playing
as
a
low block.
Newcastle.
That's fair. That's fair.
There's
But
difference. There's
at
a
the
big
s-
difference there.
at the same
I'm telling
time,
you now.
it's
I'm
a
telling
high.
you now. If Haaland becomes a Chelsea player and Chelsea play Man City, he'll guaranteed to have an involvement in the game. But against Burnley or somebody like that, I've got question marks there.
Why?
Because-
Why?
I'm not
Why?
even worried.
Because
to be honest, because
defensively, they're just going to shut up shop, 10 men
Uh-huh.
behind the ball. And let me put it like this. When you play 10 men behind the ball, when you have the player like Halalnd who's in the box with, like you've just said, with the height and everything, you're not going to have one player sat on Halalnd.
you're
You're
But
gonna
do you
have
think,
two or
wait, do
three
you think,
players
do you
that are
think
gonna be
he'll
on it.
do you think he's just gonna stand in the box?
you're
and
missing
wait for the
you're missing a
ball?
lot of things, man. You're missing a lot
But
of things.
Haaland has some good build-up play too.
Look, at the same time, you're saying all these
He
things,
has
but
ball sense too.
Eric,
Yeah.
what do you want to say? What do you want to say?
look, what I'm trying to say is Chelsea creates a lot of chances. Even against these low block teams, and when we don't score, like we're still creating chances.
But
We're
not
just
high
taking them.
quality, not high quality chances.
Not high quality chances, and we're not even taking them when we create good chances, you know. And we have a player who he scores the half chances as well. That's the kind of quality we're talking about. So he just needs a sniff, and he'll be. So I don't see. I really hope he comes because I don't really believe this whole struggling against low blocks thing. You know, he depends on the team to create the chances, and he'll score. And he can even create chances for other players as well.
Oh jeez, you can imagine Haaland and Havertz and Ziyech
Oh my Lord in heaven.
in
I
the
have the
same
dream.
team.
I have the dream.
And with Hudson-Odoi. Have you seen Hudson-Odoi recently? The
Yeah,
guy
I've seen
is
him.
ribbed. Like
He's ready.
guy
He's
is-
ready.
the guy is like a titan.
I mean, don't fall for these things. This is
No,
what
no,
people
no,
are
no, no,
doing
no, no.
last
It's not
No, you guys
for
be
it.
falling for all these
Yeah,
small caps,
no,
man. It's
no, no,
preseason.
stop.
See, I've seen
Emmy.
Barkley.
Martial's
forget-
ripped. Martial's ripped. He's not going to rip up the
Tom,
Premier
Tom.
League.
No,
All you should
no,
remember is
Martial
Ross
is not
Barkley.
good.
Do you know
Let me-
preseason
let me-
Ross Barkley? Do you know
No,
who
I
preseason
know,
Ross
I know,
Barkley
I
is?
know, I know.
Come
I know.
on, don't fall
I know,
for
I know.
preseason talk.
I'll say something here. I'll say something on record, right? Hudson-Odoi is going to have a better season than Jadon Sancho this season.
No.
Ooh, depends on
Yes.
how much he plays, though.
I'm
No,
Depends
no,
on
no,
how much he
no,
plays.
no, no, no. I'm saying it. At the end of the season,
No.
quote me again what I said.
Do you
I know
think-
what
do you
I'm
think-
saying.
I will quote you, Emmy. I will quote you.
100
Hang
people
on,
Yeah.
hang on, hang on.
When
quote me,
Sancho's top
yeah.
3 assists this season.
Yeah, let's talk on Christmas. Like,
Do you think?
halfway
Wait,
through the season.
hang
Oh,
on.
yeah,
You're getting
Chris-
excited.
Christmas
You're
Day,
getting
I'll have
excited.
Christmas Day.
You're getting
Yeah,
excited.
Christmas
Wait,
Day.
hang on.
Yeah,
Hang
yeah.
on. Emmy, do you think he will get the game time? Do you think he will get the game time?
Yes, he will get the game time. We're playing back for this season.
Ahead of who?
Okay.
Ahead of who?
Ahead of who?
Yeah.
I don't know, but the system is going to just.
Okay, Werner is not getting benched. I don't think Werner will get benched.
Werner is not starting if we get half.
Wow.
I mean,
Yes.
like, can you argue with it? Can you argue? I don't think you can argue with that.
Yeah,
No.
if Haaland comes, why are you starting Werner?
Because
No,
Haland and Werner are not the same players.
no, but Haaland will play with Havertz, and then
You
you
need-
play with two wingers.
you don't
Why
need-
you
you
play?
don't
I
need-
will
Why do you need Werner?
See, Emmy, if you watch Chelsea very well, you will know that Werner has been integral.
Yeah, see,
But now,
this
but when we have
is the
Holland,
system.
he will
This is
replace
The
the
only
Werner.
way,
system.
the only way that Chelsea
that
can
you're
play
talking
without
about.
Werner, the only way Chelsea can play without Werner is if Hudson-Odoi starts making those runs that Werner makes and makes it consistently. Because
We're playing a
this guy,
different system this year, Sam. We're not going to play three at the
this is
back.
another thing you're forgetting too. That system talk, it's very. See, let me just ask you a question. If you're doing something that has gotten you success,
You can't change it
In the
overnight.
Champions
you
League, in the
change it.
Champions
But
League.
that's in the Champions League.
No,
Remember,
that's
we lost.
another form,
We lost 3 of our last 4 Premier League games,
Yeah,
though.
look,
I mean,
we
you
can
lost,
do that.
you
Three of the
lost
last
5-2
4.
to West Brom. You lost 5-2 to
Yeah,
West Brom.
we
The
lost
problem
3
of
of our
stats.
last
This is the
4.
problem of stats. Count how many games we lost from when Tuchel started this system. If that's not you don't judge stats on the 3 last games,
You know
because
what? I'll
obviously
give you
we
that.
look
That's
No,
horrible.
Systems and styles get found out eventually, though.
exactly, and I think that's what happened to us in the last 3 games. We got found out by Arsenal, by Aston Villa, and by Leicester.
No,
to,
but
to be
that's not
to
the
be
way you
fair.
count a
Yeah,
system
no,
to
no,
be
no.
not good. That you're not getting me here. That's not this. That's not the way you
Okay,
say this system is not good.
how do
You
you
look
count
at
it?
it from you look at the whole picture. You don't just choose a
Yeah,
part
that's
and
fair.
say,
That's fair.
okay. You look at the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing. Okay, since Tuchel started,
Mm-hmm.
how good has this team been playing throughout?
Yeah.
And if you
Okay,
look
so
at it, they
Very
won.
much elevated because it's not like I agree, it's not just the system, it's more of the philosophy. So we are a possession-based counter-pressing
I
team.
think man management's been key as well.
And also,
Yeah.
exactly, pretty much the players getting the right instructions of what to do when they get on the field. Like it has elevated all their games. Everybody has, everybody now knows their roles. I don't know if you saw what Diego Simeone said today when he was asked about Chelsea.
Yeah.
He was like, he loves the way Chelsea plays. Like everybody knows where they're supposed to be. They get into the right spaces. They alternate. They fight for each other.
Well, he said in the
continuously.
press conference, didn't he, when Chelsea knocked Atletico out, it was the hardest system that he's ever played against.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he said that to Spanish media.
And
Yeah.
this is the thing I don't get why people think Tuchel will change the system. That actually
Because
got
No.
we're not scoring enough goals, man. That's the problem.
This is the problem, Sam. Last season when we played, we had Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. But this is if we get Harland, Tuchel will switch that system more because now it won't stick with the back three and it won't stick with the back four. It will be rotating based on the position we play.
Remember,
won't stick
Tuchel plays 4 systems in a game. Sometimes he plays 5. He's crazy.
4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, 4-4-2.
He switches around.
Yeah, remember the Leeds match? The Leeds match is switching
then
like
that
2-3
means that
times.
the formation doesn't matter at all. So I don't think we should even
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
like
It
say,
doesn't.
it doesn't matter because
Mhm.
even he said it in an interview that he makes sure that these players don't put in their head that it's the formation we're playing.
Yeah.
Because at the end it's how you play. It's
how you
more
play, yeah.
it's more on your intensity. It's more on okay, do you want the ball back? It's more on your mentality. There are other more important things than that formation of 3-4 or 3-5, 4-2.
But don't just think that it's just intensity and passion though. There's a lot of playing patterns. There's a lot of structure. Yeah, there's a lot of structure that goes into when we have the ball and when we don't have the ball.
Yeah. But
okay,
Sam,
let me ask you a question though. If you're doing something right now that makes you a millionaire, or even makes like that keeps on making you money, would you change it just because of something you actually feel might be better? Because at the end, I think that's the number one thing about success is that if it's working, maybe you just get different players and hopefully you get more you get players that maybe suit that system more and can live that system more.
Sometimes you can get a bit too greedy though.
You don't change what you're doing if it's working, but you try to make sure that nobody gets ahead of you. You try and improve yourself. So
exactly,
that's what we're doing. We're trying to improve.
Chimir's comment here. I respect that comment where he said there was getting the right players to put around him.
Exactly. So you can't. So what Chimere is saying is pretty much what I'm seeing here is you cannot buy Halalnd and not put the right players around him.
He will
fail. He will fail. Like he will not get the ball. He will not get service. So if you buy Halalnd and you play Halalnd like how England played Harry Kane in the Euros, where he's not getting service. There's not balls are not coming up to him. He's touching the ball only 3 times in the first half. He's going to be a horrible failure.
He will get mad. He will get frustrated.
Halland is that kind of player that he will run to the midfield and shout on everybody.
Yes, he will.
He's like that. Yeah, he is like that. He's going to
love that kind of player.
He's going to that midfield and start screaming at everybody.
Hold on, I've got a question.
The thing is that people are forgetting that this guy, like, do you think Chelsea should build a team around Halalnd?
No,
they're not building a team around him.
They're not building a team around him.
The team is going to be built around Havertz.
What Chimere is saying here is basically kind of that the right players that around him to, because at the end,
that can utilize his strength.
Right.
It's not because he's the end goal. Right? He's the person that you have to pass the ball to score the goal, or he's the person to make the pass that will help get up people to get run to goal. He's going to help Pulisic get more goals.
Well, let me put it out.
Emmy, Tom. That's why I said if we get Halalnd, that's why this guy. I love what this guy said. In a 4-2-2 formation could be our ideal formation, because if you get Halalnd in, you will play Halalnd more with Kai Havertz, not with Timo Werner, because Kai Havertz is more of a creative player. It's more of a creative player and he can score goals too. But when you have Halalnd as a target man, he open up space for other players to come in. Player like Havertz and other guys, they will come in, because now Havertz knows I can pass and I can shoot, I can score. I have a vocal number 9.
Well, Abdullahi,
to
answer that question, I've got a question with it then. With Halalnd, I don't care what club he's at or anything. So let's just have a serious conversation. Could he potentially be a captain at a football club?
No.
Regardless of where he's at.
He might be captain in Norway, though.
Mentality-wise.
He has a mentality. He has a winning mentality.
He has the mentality.
The same thing with
a captain. And like you just said there, where he's barking orders and all this sort of stuff, general-like almost. That sort of characteristics, majorly leadership in a team. Have the balls to stand up and actually say something.
Even Rudiger does the same thing. That's why I love Rudiger, because if Mount and the other guy said it a lot in the dressing room,
and he commands the respect of the players.
They said Rudiger is the most feared and the most respectful player in the dressing room in Chelsea Football Club, because when he talks, no one speaks. Even we have Aspicota as a captain, doesn't speak with Rudiger speak.
Abdullahi, you know what happens when you speak. He did it to
No.
So we know what happens at the end. We know at the end what happens. So let's not say it's respect, it's fear.
No, because
No.
When you look at the way Rudiger does stuff, he will back on the player. If you are playing, but Rudiger will tell you are playing, but we're gonna improve something. He has that mentality.
To be honest, I didn't like that with Rudiger before, because he was playing like crap, but he's playing much better now. So I like Rudiger nowadays, to be honest. But
you need those you need that character, that kind of character.
See, I have missed that character ever since Diego Costa left Chelsea Football Club. I've missed that character.
If you want to win stuff, you need that kind of character. You need everyone like Mourinho even says it about his Spurs team. He says Spurs they're too nice. You cannot be too nice.
Do you know, guys? Do you know what
Osese nasty, right?
Guys, do you know what Osese when they asked him about? It was it last. I think it was on today is Friday, right? It was on Wednesday when they asked him. They asked him about Halalnd in Chelsea. You know what he said? He said Dortmund are playing with fire, because when you have Roman Abramovich as the owner of Chelsea, you are playing with fire. He gets regardless of whatever he said, he gets what he wants. He said either Roman buy Halalnd or you buy the whole entire Borussia Dortmund.
What did he say? Talksport? Was it Talksport?
Was it Talksport? I'm not sure. He said Dortmund are playing with fire, because if they don't give him Halalnd, Roman is gonna get angry and buy the whole Borussia Dortmund and tell them, "I want to buy you guys. I'm hungry at the moment." You don't joke with him.
The thing with Halalnd, like I don't want people to think I'm against it or anything, but this team right now, man, I just see so much quality that. Number one, I do feel people are looking at Kai Havertz, are sleeping on Kai Havertz.
Yes.
I actually feel that a lot of people think he's as good of a goal scorer as I've seen.
Can we win the league with the team we have now? That's the question to
No, you cannot.
No.
So,
because you can't score 80 goals. You need at least
we need that player. We need that goal scorer. We do.
Why do you think that this team cannot score?
Because they haven't done it, man. They haven't shown us that
this team cannot score 80 goals. The last season, this last season we scored 58. The season before that we scored 60, 65.
I mean, there's always a new thing that happens. Something new can happen. It doesn't mean that you're basically saying that these players won't improve.
Where the goals going to come from? Sam?
I mean, you know what you're saying. You're saying number one that these players won't improve. They won't get better.
No, they will improve, but you know what I mean, right?
They won't improve enough to win the title.
Exactly, to be more consistent than Man City.
Because
over 38 games. For you to win the league, you have to be the most consistent team, right?
See, you know the thing. Kai Havertz, I do feel Kai Havertz can score 20 goals in the Premier League.
I don't think so. 20 goals in 38 games?
So. That's too much.
That's too much.
If he's not fit, maybe he doesn't do it. But if he's fit throughout the whole season,
maybe when he's like 27 or something, man.
That's a lot.
No
I
way.
I think he can score 15 with 7
He can score 10. He can score 10.
He can score 15.
Wait.
This is what I'm saying. For Eric to say he can score 10 means that you don't think he's a good scorer.
How many did he score last season?
Last season, you didn't hear me. I said if he's fit. And let's be real.
You know what? Okay,
under
fair
Tuchel,
enough.
He wasn't even fit throughout the whole Tuchel.
But wait, hang on. But he's saying he can score 10 bad. Is that a bad? It's a lot. 10 is a lot, isn't it?
No,
most midfielders don't score 10.
If he's playing that false nine,
how many false nines have scored 10 goals?
Havertz is not a midfielder. That's
he's not a midfielder.
If he's going to play that false nine role, 10 is very low.
It's very low because
10 is poor.
Because Sam Tuchel, I've been saying it in the preseason. He's been trying a 4-2-2 formation, and I think he's gonna be the one we're gonna be using in the upcoming season. The 4-2-2 formation, you need a vocal number 9, where that is where Kai Havertz comes in, because now you have a number 9. Havertz can do his job. He can score goals. He can make assists. He can interchange with the striker. That's why I said if Halalnd comes, Halalnd doesn't need to do too much because you have a creativity in your team. Give Halalnd as I am Havertz the ball, he will do the creativity.
And also let's not forget our wingers, right? This season we'll get more output from the wingers. I believe.
From the wingers, yeah.
See, this is what this is what I'm saying. Like, I 100% feel Chelsea players as the entire whole, Hudson-Odoi, all these players need to be more. They need to score goals.
More consistent.
And even I do feel that either Havertz or Timo Werner can be a 20-goal striker.
Not yet. They might. Not yet. Like Havertz has the higher ceiling, right? I see Havertz this season. I'm hearing him this season in the league at least 12 goals, 8 assists. This in the league this season for him. That's my goal for him. 12 goals, 8 assists. That's 20 goals contributed. 20 GA in 38 games. That's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all. It's just, at the end, that's the whole point of this discussion. I might be getting out ahead of myself, but what I've seen from this guy, Havertz, and even Werner, as bad as Werner's season has been, I also do feel Werner has been a little bit unlucky.
Werner can score 10. He can get 10 maybe. But
I think Werner has been unlucky this season too.
Werner's issue is confidence. And it's not just confidence. I think it's also to do with when he gets close to that, when he gets close to an opportunity, he's thinking of it too much. Like he's probably not seen this intensity in football, in his whole career, right? Because England, the defenders are built like wardrobes, they're big and they're still fast. Just that. So I think this first season, he should be able to get over the hump and say, hey, okay guys, I know who I'm playing against. When I'm playing Burnley, when I'm playing Crystal Palace, when I'm playing these teams, I know the defender I'm playing against. I need to utilize my strength to counter, to find out their weaknesses and get in those spaces and score, shoot and score. The problem with Werner is, one, he cannot beat a man. That's a problem. Especially when there's no space. He cannot beat a man. He cannot beat a man. And then, when you cannot beat a man, Sam, what you now need to do is, you need to be two things. One, positionally aware. 2, very confident to take that shot the first time without touching it 2 times. 1 time, boom, you just place the ball. Because
Werner
you
has so
know,
many issues, man. So many
and
issues with his
That's
that
passing.
what
is
I don't
something
agree with.
that's something that he cannot do. He didn't show
He
last
can't
season.
even
No,
control the
Eric,
ball,
if you
man. I
say
mean, he
that
can't
Werner
even.
has so many, the problem with Werner last season, it wasn't that he wasn't getting in the position. He was actually getting in the position. It was that most of the time he missed. And
No,
No,
I'm not even talking about his misses. Like just the basic, just control the ball, look up, pass the ball.
but that's not his game.
It's
That's not why Chelsea bought him for those runs that he makes and those positions he got into. That
but come
matter
on,
right,
this
he
is
missed those
Chelsea. You
chances.
you have to be able to control the ball, man. You have to be able to like have the basic, ball. Like we're not saying that you have to be touching the ball every 5 seconds, but just the basics of ball control, decision making. He has to be. Those things shouldn't even have been an issue at this point. Like he should be better at
I
those
don't.
things. I'm not
Ball,
sure,
to
man.
me, ball control is more of confidence. If I have
Okay.
not watched Brennan before, I'll be like, okay, yeah. But the points I just made, like, since okay, you cannot dribble to save your life, right? What you need to do more is to have the confidence to be able to shoot when you get the opportunity and not think about, oh, do I pass the ball? Do I pass? No, you get the ball in the box. You already know how the box is designed. At every point in the box, you know where you need to hit to beat the keeper. Right? As a good striker, you don't even need to. You don't even need to give yourself too much. When you're in this part of the box, you know what you have to do, and you hit the ball as high, and you score. But the thing with Vera is the confidence. It's just Frank Lampard playing on that left wing killed that boy. I still say it. He killed him.
But Emmy, the thing too with Werner is I do feel that number one, I feel he's going to improve just mainly because adaptation and the fact that okay, he's been playing in this league and like you said, oh he has played against Burnley before. Not
Mm-hmm.
like all these things are not new to him. It's not a new
Yeah,
thing.
he knows what to
And
expect now.
and
Yeah.
and another thing with strikers that I do feel and I like I do feel sometimes in a season, especially if you want to have an outstanding season, you need a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of luck. I do feel that. Like I'm not
I don't
saying that.
know, but love
No,
will not win
I
you
do
the
feel like
title. No.
in like being a striker, especially
Mm-hmm.
because I remember Drogba's like amazing season.
No,
There
no,
were
no.
some goals that.
Let's talk about Diego Costa's first season. Did Diego Costa need time to adapt?
But this is another thing we need to talk about, like that Diego Costa season, even especially with Werner. This is what I wanted to say. Werner has always been missing chances, even at Leipzig. Let's not act like it's not. It's a different thing. The only difference is that the loads of chances he was getting at Leipzig were way more than the ones he's getting at Chelsea right now.
And the
No, no,
And
the
quality
the
of those
the,
chances, the
the,
quality
the
is so.
biggest the biggest thing for me, right? From what I saw from Twitter, I saw this stat on Twitter and I couldn't believe my eyes.
I don't like
So
stats. I use
the
stats.
the no, 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 but it's important. This was important. Look, they said what did they say? Number of chances missed. So he was like a similar level to Lewandowski and Harry Kane and these other strikers. But then the number of big chances missed, he was like the bottom of the list, man. He missed like 20 plus big chances. So that is the main issue for me, man. It's not about missing chances, it's about missing the chances you have to score. So that's what I think with that.
Yeah, I like I say, Sam, Timo Werner, he will come good at some point. But if you think he will come good next season, just like that, like a bottom, he will switch it on. I didn't see a lot of him in the Euros. It tells me he's also, even Joachim Low, who he's one of his big, whistleblowers or people that blow his horns. He didn't start maybe the first. He didn't even start any game in the Euros.
but you know
I
that
don't know.
this is
I
the
don't know
thing.
whether it was because he was burnt out, but I don't know why. But many times Germany needed a goal. They didn't bring in Timo Werner.
But even let's look at that Germany team. Gnabry that benched him didn't play any better. So
Yeah,
like
exactly. So
so
what does that tell you? It tells you that the coach actually believes that a horrible Gnabry can somehow do something and score him a goal than with Timo Werner, who probably we thought who should be a
but
better
you know
player. Right?
That might be the case, but another thing too is sometimes when you're going to a tournament and you pick your starting 11, you kind of need to trust them because, especially in tournament, they need those game time. So sometimes you might, give them that tournament. How many games do they play? They play three before they play Germany. So
No, before they got knocked out by England, right?
I mean, before they got knocked out by England. So they played three games. So in that sense, in a way, you kind of need to trust your squad that you choose. It's not, the first game I played this guy, he didn't perform. The next game I played this. So in that case, but the thing with Werner though, just to finish this whole stuff, is that I do feel that sometimes, because even Gnabry is a good example of that. Gnabry, when Bayern won the league, the way that guy was playing, there's
Won the
just something.
Champions League, you mean?
Yeah, when they won the Champions League.
Last
There's
year.
something, yeah. There's something about form.
People said it was world class then.
Exactly.
I don't know if he's still world class now. I think he has
Exactly. There's something about form, like hitting the ground running. Sometimes as a striker, all you need is just maybe your first 3-4 games to score that goal, to just keep on scoring, and then you hit this form where, believe me, I'm telling you, it's almost harder for you to miss than to score.
Yeah, I think things didn't work for him, to be honest, man.
Exactly.
I remember.
This is the low part that I was talking about. That even if you remember Drogba, there was a season Drogba was so good that Drogba would cross. There was this cross he made, and the cross entered the post. Like that's how form sometimes for strikers is. Anything you do gets you the goal. Like it's so easy. Even before you start the game, you know you're going to score.
Yeah, because the post so big. That's okay. So that's confidence and mentality someone like Halalnd has, right? To him, the post is so big. Like it doesn't matter if there are 5 goalkeepers there. He's going to put it somewhere and he's going to score. That's what he knows. With Timo Werner sees the post so small. Like he's thinking about where do I put this ball, and before he thinks about it 2-3 times,
he doesn't give himself the best chance to. When you just look at him in front of goal, it's like this guy is not a natural goal scorer. He's not. I don't know how.
No. He's a natural goal scorer. Yes, he's
Eric, do you remember the Southampton?
2 seasons, 3 seasons ago, he is a natural goal scorer. The only thing is he when he came to England, Frank Lampard played him off position and did not play, create the team to suit him, to suit Timo Werner. Because Lampard was building the team around Mason Mount. And he was not going to suit Timo Werner because, according to what I'm hearing, according to Frank Lampard's uncle, Lampard did not want any of the Germans. He didn't want them. So he didn't even have the intention to say, okay, like Nagelsmann, the whole of Leipzig played for Timo Werner pretty much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They played for Timo Werner. Like it was even from Upamecano all the way to Paulson. All those guys played for Timo Werner. So Timo Werner coming to England, of course, a new league, everything. Now his coach, his own coach didn't do enough. He's a rookie. 2, he didn't do enough homework to say, okay, how is this guy being utilized? Lampard only just saw that, he likes to play off from the left. Play off from the left doesn't mean that he gets that ball when he wants to get that ball on that half space on the left.
But Emmy,
he was not getting the ball. And do you know why he was not getting the ball? It was because our fullbacks, our midfielders, for some reason, rather pass the ball sideways or backwards. I don't know whether that was an instruction from Lampard. Now, on that Tuchel, his role changed. Tuchel played him in the front 2. Most times you see it's him and Havertz, or him and Pulisic, or him and Ziyech. You never see Timo Werner playing the number 9 by himself. He never played number 9 by himself. Most times you play the 3-4-1-2 with Mount in the hole, and then Timo Werner and Havertz. In some cases, you see Timo Werner occupying the right side of the half space. It depends on what the strategy is. But what I just want last time I want to talk about this Timo Werner thing is, it matters a lot how you actually grow into the team, no matter where you are, whether it's at work, whether it's in your in-laws place, anywhere you are, the first impact, the first impression this guy should have gotten, like what you guys are saying, the post was not so big for him. When he got to England, it looked like he lacked confidence. Something was just off, and it was because of how he was deployed. Like Nagelsmann will take Timo Werner into the Jackson because he knows how to utilize this guy. He will play to his strength. Frank Lampard did not play to his strength. The only reason why we said seeing Timo Werner come alive in plate was because of Tuchel. Tuchel needs a preseason with Timo Werner. And I'm not saying that he's going to turn into one Superman striker that will score maybe 100, no. But he'll turn into something that is going to be efficient to help the team, which is what we saw at the back end of last season, right? Werner became more, he started helping the team, even though he was not scoring goals, he was making those runs, he was distracting traffic, he was causing, he was a nuisance in the final play. Let me just use that one, and that is something that, we can utilize to, in some games, to actually win. But once we get a new striker in Halland, I don't see Timo Werner starting. I think it's Halland and Havertz, and with two wingers and two central midfielders. I think that's what we're doing.
Another thing though with this Werner stuff, I do feel it's harsh that people just like some people say he can't even play ball, he doesn't know the basics.
No,
Like,
he knows how to play ball.
I do feel it because
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. Look. I'm not trying. I'm just saying what I've been seeing sometimes.
But that's the thing, Eric. You know what you should do? You should go watch some other times where he's good, because sometimes it happens that when somebody is underwhelming, all you remember is the bad. Because I do remember a Newcastle match where Tammy Abraham scored a goal, and the way this guy, quite right, missed a lot of chances too.
Yeah.
But the way he drove with the ball,
Newcastle away,
the Southampton game, that first goal that he scored, that goal was amazing.
It was a very good goal,
and
even the header
as well. The header
too. 2 goals in that match,
exactly. So there have been even the Liverpool game, the cancelled goal.
He should have scored. It should have been a goal.
That was a goal. Even I don't think it was offside. Like the guy at the end, the quality is there.
He had. I'm not saying he's trash like HH would say all the time.
No, I'm not saying he's trust. HH is not a football analyst. Man. He's a pure joker.
I'm not saying he's trash, right? I'm not saying he's trash, but I'm saying we should expect better and we want more. That's what I'm saying, And
I agree. For
hopefully he can do it,
Yeah, true.
Hussein, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man.
Talking about the Norwegian goal machine, Halalnd. So you're looking at him now. If it comes to Chelsea, what's your expectation? You're watching him in Premier League, and how many goals do you? For me, I have anyway. I've been saying it. I don't have an issue in him scoring goals. He will score that goals. But my problem is, I want him to lift up to that expectation of the price tag we're gonna pay on him. Because after Drogba, Diego Costa was a similar player we missed a lot in Chelsea because he has that mentality, he has that ability. He doesn't care about what referees, opposition, rivals say. He just want to go there and play ball. And something about Costa, which everybody forgets, is if you don't give Costa the ball, you are in trouble. He will fight you. Costa will beat you in the pitch. He doesn't care. He has that mentality in him that he wants to get the ball by all means. That mentality, Halalnd has that mentality too. But my issue with him is the price tag. Can he live up to the expectation of the price tag? If he does, how many goals does he score in the season? I would say it's 25 max.
Bro, chill.
Yeah.
Yes, 25 max for me.
I'm lying. That's a bit of a.
Halalnd is a goal scorer. He's a born goal scorer.
Jamie Vardy's been around for a decade. I don't think he get 25.
I know. Halalnd will improve.
And that's without you.
Halalnd for me has the mentality of a pure number 9. When you talk about number 9, pure goal scorer, he has it in him.
And who's gonna play as a 10 for Chelsea? Mason Mount.
Mount is not a 10. Mount is a number 8. Kai Havertz is a number 10 for me.
But chill. I don't think the guy's gonna sniff 20 this season. 15 would be a good season.
Hussein, so what's the expectation for him? Like for me, for you, in terms of you watching him?
Yeah, I think I've got to say you're spot on when you're talking about his mentality. I think we look at it this way, right? Dortmund were on the verge of not even qualifying for the Champions League. But in the second half of the season, he looked like, you know what? Like, everyone has high expectations of me of scoring goals, and I'm going to score those goals and put my team in top four, and that's what he did. Dortmund, you know, again, Dortmund, they look like they were the, how do you say it? The underdogs when they're playing Leipzig in the final, in the Pokal final in Germany, right? Because Dortmund, they never performed that well against Leipzig in the league, but he proved everyone wrong, and he scored goals in that final. Like he's got the mentality to play in Chelsea. He's got the mentality to become a top quality striker, and I think. Now I know Abdullahi said previously about the when it comes to formations for Chelsea that I think you mentioned that Tuchel is playing what, a 4-2-2-2?
A 4-2-2-2. He wants to do that when the season starts. He's been doing it in the prison a lot. I can see him doing that.
I think regardless of what formation he plays, I still think Halalnd is gonna do good if Chelsea play with the three at the back or if Chelsea play with the four at the back, because I think what's very important with Halalnd is that, you know, I've seen him many times when he plays in Germany, and that his lingo plays really good. He likes to drop deep a lot. You know, he's one of those guys that, you know, he always plays that important key pass. He always likes to play those passes that can determine how a game is going to go, you know, if the other players in Dortmund will score or not. And, you know, his goal scoring ability, there's no doubt. He was a top scorer in the Champions League. You know, if you can do it there, then I think he can, you know, with the service that he's going to get at Chelsea, I think he'll be just fine. You know, you're going to have Kai Havertz. You have really good playmakers in him. Timo Werner, I don't know how he's going to be used, if he's going to be as a striker or if Tuchel sees him more as, you know, maybe I'll play with the three at the back someday and he'll be that inside forward. I think regardless of how those two guys are going to be played, and then, you know, you have the other wingers, Pulisic, you have Mason Mount as well. Not really a winger, but, you know, just in general. They will provide good service, and I think that's something that, you know, you look at Dortmund, you know, he's been playing with Marco Reus, he's been playing with Thorgan Hazard, you know, Sancho, obviously, and those are some really good players as well. So I think he can thrive under Tuchel's system. I think that's most important. Like, he's going to make this transition from, you know, Dortmund to Chelsea. Obviously, a much more tough league, but can Tuchel be the one that, you know, determines how Halalnd is going to do? I think he will do well. I think with Timo Werner, I don't, you know, for example, I wanted to mention Timo Werner a bit. I think Timo Werner's been fine, but I think he just lacks confidence. And I think with Haaland's mentality, I can expect him to, you know, just be boosted with confidence his entire time at Chelsea.
I have a question for you. What would you say to someone if they told you that, yeah, it's all well and good, you know, scoring in the Champions League and performing so well against top teams, but what about the low block teams in the Premier League that just pack the bus and sit deep and defend? How would Halalnd help break those teams down? How would he perform against those kind of teams?
Yeah, I think in those kinds of games, there's this one team that's very defensive in the Bundesliga. I forgot which team, but I've seen them defend very well. And I think in those kinds of games,
All of them.
Terzic kind of has his role a bit different. He kind of is forced to play like a false nine role. So I think, yeah, it's like I said, you know, Halalnd is one of those players that, you know, if Tuchel's gonna tell him, you know, play in this position, or, you know, I'm going to change the tactics up a bit for this game, Halalnd, you're gonna have to do this for me. He's going to do that because Halalnd has a very good, you know, technical understanding of the game as well.
Bro, here's the thing. In Bundesliga, any team not named Bayern Munich is fearful of Borussia Dortmund, and they defend. Kind of like how the same fear that teams have against, like, Man City. And they have that same approach regardless. Frankfurt, Schalke, Hoffenheim, Wolfsburg, they're all the same. But one thing I'll say about just that question that you asked, bro, was about when you go back to last season, right, and just look at Chelsea's ailments, like the stuff that was ailing Chelsea. Even look at that 5-2, against West Brom. If you had a clinical striker that actually knew how to finish his dinner when he was served all the ingredients and the ball was literally put on a plate, had confidence, wasn't playing with two right feet. Chelsea, against a low block, a lot of times they have opportunities. Like you can count them on your hand. The amount of opportunities where it's clear cut, where it's like if you have an elite world class striker, he's putting that away, and that's just the cutting edge. That's the difference, I think, between Timo Werner and Haaland. So against the low block in the Prem, he should be able to be that clinical finisher that Chelsea needs, so that they get away at least with a point where last season maybe they would have lost, and definitely 3 points last season where some stadiums away from home or even at home where they came away with just a draw. Just better quality up front, you know what I mean?
I completely agree with you guys. And for me, there's a way you play against these pack the bus teams. There's a way you play against them. There's a way you try to play to break them down. So I'm not going to just agree with this idea that Halalnd can't play against low block teams. There's a way you play against them. And there are things you do to create those chances, to open the teams up, you know? So that's what I think.
It'd have been more worrying if Chelsea were to get a striker like Victor Osimhen, who maybe plays for Napoli, or maybe a striker that plays for a worse team. Because when you look at Borussia Dortmund player profile and just overall, they're playing about maybe only 5 games a year where they're playing against teams, literally just 5 games a year where they're playing against a team that's equal on their level or better than them. So every game, damn near, they're going into favorites. That's not a different psychology when you come to Chelsea for Halalnd. You see what I'm saying? Where it's like the majority of the games you're expected to score maybe a brace or so. So it's not like you're going for maybe a Jamie Vardy or somebody who's used to just playing on the shoulder and playing against better teams because he plays for a worse team. That's why I think it's good. Excuse me. I think it's going to be difficult maybe for Jack Grealish to make that jump. Does he have the mentality to play for a team where he's expected to win literally 99% of games a year?
Yeah.
Whereas for Halalnd, I feel like he'll fit in perfectly with Chelsea.
Yeah, and I think when you mentioned that Grealish example, like he stands out in that Dortmund. I mean, he stands on the Villa team because he's the one doing the most in that Villa team. He's the best player. And for Halalnd, I feel like the way to put it essentially is that I'm not saying that Borussia Dortmund are a bad team going forward, but it's just that they have a lot of players that are very injury prone and they have to often rotate. So I think with Halalnd, I think will he be able to have the same goal scoring record that he did in the Bundesliga? Probably not. Well, but to be fair, surprisingly, he hasn't really been like top of the top like Lewandowski level, where this season he's been outscored by Andre Silva. So I think that's also one thing to watch out for. I think the other thing I wanted to mention, right, was how do I put it? I think we have to be a bit wary with Halalnd in the sense that it's like I mentioned, Dortmund were not really good in the first half of the season, but Halalnd was playing a lot of those games. But in the second half of the season, it kind of changed. A lot of people like to say, Sancho's the reason why Halalnd was doing so good this season. I wouldn't say that Sancho's the reason why Halalnd was so good. Halalnd on his own has been able to create goals by himself. But I think compared to the last few seasons, that he's played in his career, there was a bit of a lack of consistency. And that's the one thing I think will worry me slightly. That, will he be able to be consistent? And for that price tag too, like you mentioned, I'm not sure. In the first half of the season was also international breaks, and he was a bit poor for Norway, to be fair. So there's also pressure for that as well.
That's true. Yeah, right. So let's talk on Jadon Sancho now. So let me come to Eric in this. Looking at Sancho to United now. So what is the expectation looking at him now?
I didn't want Sancho to make this move. I thought it was the wrong footballing decision. I thought it was the wrong career decision. He should have just stayed at Dortmund, or he should have gone somewhere else. I'm looking forward to it because I wanted to see Sancho in the Premier League. I've heard one or two opinions about him, and some people don't think he has the certain qualities that may be required. Obviously he has the talent. Everybody knows about the talent, but maybe his physicality, his speed might be an issue. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm very curious to see what he does. I don't want United to do well. I hope they fail, but at the same time, I'm a little bit conflicted because there are a few United players I like, but I want United to fail. So let's just see what he does. I'm not expecting anything crazy. Maybe 8 goals, maybe 8 goals, 5 assists. That would be not too bad to start off with. I know he costs a lot of money, but I think that's a decent way to start. So we'll see how he performs as well. Not just the goals and assists, but we'll see how he plays. And I'm just really curious to see how he plays with Rashford. What Bruno Fernandes. Bruno. Yeah, it should be interesting to see how they interact with each other on the pitch and how they are able to have a different. They finally have the right winger they've been looking for. So it should be interesting to see how the team changes the way they attack or anything like that. If Solskjaer has the
technical nuance.
Exactly. If he has what it takes to get the best out of Sancho. Yeah.
I would say, give me your take on Jadon Sancho. Hussein, you there? Oh, okay, let me. Abdurrahman, Sancho. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Give me your take on Jadon Sancho.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I just want to say this transfer is pathetic. It's a shame. I don't know what Manchester United fans want because, like, there was this meme going around Twitter of all the number 25s in Manchester United history. You got players like Valencia, Nick Powell, Stephen Fletcher, or something like that. Like, it's sad. I would expect him to get the number 7, but when you look at Cavani, and I think he's got number 7 or 9, that club is in shambles. What manager was managing at Borussia Dortmund? You leave that, and then you come to another academy to be managed by a PE teacher. I mean, let's be real. What the hell is Ole going to improve to this young man's career that's going to benefit England in the future? What is he going to whisper in his ear and try to tell him, oh, do this, improve this in your game, or go to the gym? Like, nothing. It's just sad, and it's completely commercial, and that's just the state of the club. I'm surprised that he wasn't part of the uniform or the jersey publication. Like, it's already been published by Maguire, like the day after the Euros. But it's all this marketing campaign. This isn't the first fast black winger I've seen at Manchester United since Ferguson left. He's gonna come do a few step overs, might get injured. Like, Jadon Sancho's a decent player, but with modern football, when you've got a pacey winger, when you do all those skills, you use that pace that YouTube clips love you for. You got to have somebody to cut inside and maybe deliver a cross 2 or finish 2, and he's good with maybe intricate play when you have central midfielders that are good on the ball. And I mean, Fernandes and what's his face, Pogba are that. But then there's you're not sure if Pogba's going to stay or how happy he's going to be. I just wanted to. I don't know if there's a Manchester United fan on the panel, but the real question is, what next? Like, what's this do for you? Like you guys still have Juan Mata on your books, I think. If he's in injury and he came back on injury, I feel like it's like the same thing. It's like it doesn't really add or take away anything. It's just like, okay, the only people that are really eating this up, in my opinion, you got to be maybe a teenager or a little kid that hasn't watched football, or you haven't been old enough to know what's going on in the past almost decade since Ferguson left. So any Manchester United fan on the panel, or anybody who actually thinks that this is a good thing, please tell me why. 10 extra, because let's be frank, he's not going to score more than 10 goals and 10 assists right away in his first season back in the Prem, right? If we can both agree on that, what is 10 goals plus 10 assists across all competitions going to add to Manchester United? You know what I'm saying? Look at Martial. He's got an injury record. He's probably going to be injured for a while. It's going to take him about a couple months to get back on track in the Premier League. All those things combined, and then the price tag, commercial purposes, this is like a 10 out of 10. He played for England. It's a whole BLM shit. He's good. He'll sell jerseys and stuff. But on the pitch, you've got a guy named Ole Gunnar as your coach. It's a sad state of affairs in Manchester.
For me, I think. Wow. Jose, give me your take on Jadon Sancho to Manchester United. Jose, are you there? Oh, Emmy, you there? Limited himself. Okay, I think my take on Sancho is if you look at his output, over his last years he's been in Borussia Dortmund. I think his output tells everything out. Yeah, people may not kind of rate him that highly, but for me, I think if you look at his output and his yes, it may not be this clinical goal scorer, but his output you cannot deny his output. That guy has a fantastic output and he can create chances a lot. So if you look at his output overall, I think he fit the United team very, very well in terms of his output and everything. Because if you look at the way his output has been, man, we have to give him credit for what he has done. Because I won't lie to you, Sancho is for me a very good winger, a very tricky winger. He can pop into the space and he can dribble you 1v1. He can even beat players 1v1. So my issue is will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer be the player to kind of get the Sancho everybody want to see or not? So that's what the problem is, because people doesn't rate him as Sancho. But this is what I keep saying it. Sancho needs to show more in terms of his creativity. The one is showing in Dortmund more, and also he has to show more in United that yes, he deserves to be in this United team. Because forget about the banter will come in. People the same way they banter Kai Havertz, they call him Shy Havertz, Brick Havertz, this Havertz, that Havertz. So see, a lot of talk will gonna come on Sancho. You have to prove it. You have to prove it to everybody across the world that the money spent on him is well spent, and he deserve to be a United player for me. Because if with the United fans are kind of going board on Sancho, my lord in heaven, I wish he succeed. I don't want him to fail.
Yeah.
I wish he succeed, because with the level of expectation that I'm expecting from this guy, who just coming to the Premier League, it's gonna be very difficult to prove that output is done in Bundesliga, to put it back to EPL. It's gonna be so difficult. I just hope he kind of prove it more on a consistent level where we can see, yeah, he's a fantastic player. This is the Sancho we want to see. But if he doesn't show it, there's gonna be so much banter, and I hope he's ready for the banter, because my lord in heaven, he better be ready for the banter. Because the fans, especially the English fans, will not stop talking about him. Sancho this, Sancho that, and I hope he's having that mentality of like, oh, I don't care about what anybody says. I just want to play my ball and enjoy myself, because I have the ability to perform, and I will perform. I will perform. I hope he does it. So, Sin, are you back? Oh.
Blai, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, will you be okay if he does very well? He has an amazing first season, and then he wins United the title. How do you feel about that?
I'll feel good, because
you feel good.
Yeah, they're not winning the title. They're not winning the
because
title.
he's an exceptional player. Sancho's an exceptional. People doesn't rate him that highly.
Exceptional?
We can't have that, man.
In terms of his output, though, for me, his output
is Sancho better than Chiesa?
In terms of how do you put it? Because there's a debate for that. There's a debate for that. There is a debate for that.
I don't want Sancho to do well if it means that he will help United win anything. I don't want United to do anything, man.
You want to banter them?
That's how it is, man. Yeah. Sancho can do well on his own, like Bruno, and then United can still be failing. That's all right.
Yeah, but Sancho is for me is that it will be an exception. When I say exceptional, I've watched Sancho play. People doesn't read that Bundesliga, but if you look at the output of Sancho and look at those young players we have in the world at the moment, you have to give him props for what he have done for the Bundesliga, because I'm a Kylian Mbappe fanboy, and I would say I kind of adore Mbappe because the kind of way we play football. Mbappe is a much improved and a better player than Jadon Sancho for me. But the but is, I think if you look at the output of the both of them, Mbappe is more higher in terms of output and the goal scoring ability. Maybe because he's playing for a better team. That's why I want to say Sancho more with a better coach that will kind of push him more, because 1v1 Sancho can beat 1v1. He's a very technical player for me. But the problem is he needs to play more on a better coach. I don't think Ole is the right manager to him to nurture what we want to see on Jadon Sancho for me. He is a very good player for me. He's a very good player there, and he's young. He's 21 years of age, so he has a long way to go to improve his game for me.
See, I'm telling you, Hudson Odoi will have a better season than Sancho this season. I'm not being I'm not putting water in my mouth. I'm telling you.
I have to wait first because I've seen Odoi play. See, I've seen Odoi play, and I know the problem with him is because of the Achilles injuries he has had. He has no. He doesn't have that time much. Like he doesn't
Can I
have
ask
that
you a
time.
question?
Okay.
Who do you think is, in your opinion, be completely unbiased? Who's a better player, Pulisic or Sancho?
A better player
Yeah,
between
Who's
Pulisic and
better?
Sancho.
There's like only a year apart in their ages. Who's better? And they've both been to Dortmund.
We'll find out in the Premier League this season, though.
But I have a feeling fully fit, Pulisic is gonna have a way better season than Sancho.
The problem with Pulisic is he's been injured a lot, and it's not been consistent enough to me. You see, if Pulisic is consistent for give me one season for Pulisic,
bro.
on a consistent
Abdullahi,
level.
bro. Abdullahi, tell these niggas the truth, man. Come on, bro.
See,
Pulisic is not better. Pulisic is not better than Sancho. Come on.
You see,
Pulisic has the
They
way
were literally both at Dortmund. They were both at Dortmund, and he benched him. He literally benched Pulisic.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Pulisic
No, he
went on
didn't.
to better
Yes,
pass.
he did.
I'm
Yes,
not
he
having that.
did.
No.
Went to Chelsea
He
and made room for
did.
Sancho.
That's not what happened, man. That's not what happened.
I think Pulisic
All
was
right,
injured.
what happened under Favre? What happened under Favre? Tell me what happened.
No, Pulisic.
No, tell me what happened.
Wait, nah. Pulisic was the
He's telling
starter.
you. He's telling
He
you.
got
Yeah.
injured. They bought Jadon Sancho this summer, right?
Thank
Pulisic
you.
was the starter
Yes.
on the left wing. He got injured.
He got injured.
He got injured continuously. Like he thought he was coming back, he gets injured again. They tried Sancho out on that wing. Wow, it worked. It worked very well with what was the striker then? Was it Aubameyang?
Yeah.
It was Aubameyang, right? Yeah. He tried everything worked very well with Aubameyang and Sancho. And when Pulisic now got himself, it was, I think, just before Christmas. I think like November, when he got back, into fitness, and he never was able to get into the team. And then he looked at it and said, Chelsea now started showing interest in him, and he looked at it and said, well, I want to probably go join Chelsea. And guess what?
Bro, under Favre, he wasn't playing. It wasn't no injuries, none of that.
It was injuries. It wasn't injuries.
Bro, that team was stacked.
He wasn't.
Marco Reus, Mario Götze.
No, that's not true. That's a different year. You're talking about a different year. We're talking about the year when Lucien Favre coached them, and that was like, I think. What? I think that was like his fourth year. That was like his fourth year in the club. Dude, Paco Alcacer, Marco Reus, all these guys, they were playing way more than people.
Let's relax.
He wasn't playing.
Let's talk about right now. When Sancho can get the kind of stats that let me finish. That's in the Bundesliga. Okay. When Sancho comes to the Premier League and gets the kind of stats that Pulisic got, then we can get back to that conversation.
What amazing stats did Pulisic have?
Last 2 seasons ago, check it out. You go and do the research. You'll see it.
All right, I'm doing the research right now.
Do the research, and you'll see Pulisic's goals and assists and how well he played.
Let's actually.
No, I'm looking at it right now.
Let's look at Pulisic's first season in Chelsea. His first season in Chelsea. How many goals?
Pulisic is a good player. Pulisic is a very good player, but he's not Sancho.
Sancho hasn't done anything in the.
He has not done anything,
bro. I'm talking about guys. Listen, PSG.
At the highest level.
Listen, PSG. I got a question for you. I got a question for you, bro.
Sancho's not done anything either. He's not done anything anywhere.
Yeah. Let me just ask.
He's not done anything. So if you have a track record of 30 goals and assists in 3 straight seasons, you've done nothing.
Where was he doing this?
Like, come on,
was it in the Champions League? He never did it in Champions League.
I've seen Sancho play well against Barcelona in the Champions League. I've seen him play well against
Sancho scored in
the 17. It was the 17-18 season.
Sancho scored in the
17-18. He was not even in Dortmund. He was still in Man City.
Has Sancho scored in a CL semi?
What does that? Who gives a shit
No.
about
Answer
shit
the
like
answer
that,
question.
dude?
Answer the question.
No.
Answer the
What
question.
does
I
that
have a
even like?
better
Has Sancho
So because he scored in a
CL?
CL semi,
No,
he is better than.
I just asked a
Like,
simple question. I just asked a
At the
simple question.
Bernabeu.
At the Bernabeu, yeah.
It was also any stadium.
no,
Away to Madrid.
Pulisic has had good Champions League performances too. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at his stats right now. The most league goals he's ever scored in a full season is 9 goals.
That's why I said
9 goals, 9 league goals, 9 league goals, which is pretty good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I want to ask you. You see that question Abdullah I put up there on the Hangout? Can you answer that question?
What's the question?
Who's
Well,
you?
yes or
Who's
no?
you? Who are you asking?
The guy who's saying that Sancho is miles ahead of Pulisic. Can
Oh, yeah,
Sancho
He is miles.
can Sancho elevate Manchester United to the level needed? Which I believe I'm inferring from the question that we're talking Prem, Champions League, CL.
Since this is a debate, did Pulisic elevate Chelsea to the level needed?
He was
trophies
injured,
with him, man.
and
We won trophies with Pulisic.
At the end of come on, dude.
We did.
off the back of
Dude,
the manager carousel.
Dude,
Did Pulisic score in a
you
CL
guys
semi?
are so funny. You guys are
Did
so funny.
Pulisic score in a CL semi
But
to help
look,
us win the Champions League?
No, he did not.
He did.
He did? Okay,
He
good for
did.
him.
Yeah.
But regarding the question, can Sancho elevate Manchester United to the level needed? What is the level? Title
Fergie,
winners?
Like back in Fergie days. That's the level needed.
Whew, it's gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be impossible. That's the answer. It's impossible.
A tree doesn't make a forest. You know.
Can he help them challenge at least?
Oh shit.
Can he help them challenge?
Yeah.
Depends on the efficiency of the forwards up front. Because Manchester United historically have always been about your forwards, like the goal-getters, Van Persie, Van Nistelrooy,
Rooney,
Rooney, Ronaldo, guys who just score goals. You know what I mean? Like they'll score 20, 30 goals in the season. Who's going to do that for Manchester United this season? I mean, the closest to that profile is Cavani, Martial. So, I mean, those dudes are going to have to show up this season.
Sancho's
and if
not
they
even
show
better
up,
than
Sancho,
fully fit Rashford.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of agree. I think Rashford's a little bit better. I think he's a little bit. I think they're close, but I think Rashford's a little bit better.
Martial's better than Sancho.
Martial is more of a number.
He plays on the wing though.
That's a tough question. It's a tough question.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I think the problem.
No, it's a tough question. It's hard. Like it's hard to say. But Sancho is good, man. Sancho can be a world-class player, man.
Yeah.
Like
maybe.
Sancho is close to world class.
No,
he's close. He's as close as he's ever been to world class.
Stop.
He just is. He is.
Stop.
I don't like
Come
when
on,
people do
guys.
this stuff.
Why y'all hating? Why
like
y'all
it.
hating? Why y'all hating on Jadon? Why y'all hating?
None of us support the club.
I got a quick question. Who was competing with Sancho for one of the front three positions for England? And I know England is not the best team to use as an example.
Some kid called Saka.
For even Saka, how come it took how many games before Sancho could break into that team?
But to be fair, that's just the manager's opinion, though, right? It's the manager's preference.
And it's a very hard thing to
but
be
I mean, the way you guys are painting this picture about Sancho, at least he should have at least gotten two games in the first round.
Did you guys watch the England under-17 World Cup team?
Yeah, under 17.
Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah, that's
Foden,
under 17, bro.
Sancho.
This is not under 17.
No, but all those kids. But I'm just saying, when you watch all those kids play together, Sancho was just head and shoulders.
Cho was better than him. No, Cho was better than him.
See,
Cho is arguable. See, the thing with Cho has been a myth. He's been a myth since he's the best form I've seen. Wait, let me finish.
We already know about Cho.
The best form I've seen. Cho was the best player in under 23 Premier League. Him and Sancho. It was neck and neck. But at the end of the day, one guy progressed, the other didn't. Like the best form I've seen from Cho at senior level is in fucking preseason. Dead ass. Like I've never seen Cho look good in
Come on.
I've never seen him look that great.
You never watch him under Sarri. Wait, hold on. Let me answer Tosin. You never watch him under Sarri?
Under Sarri,
What was he doing under Sarri? He was average, dude. Come on, dude. It was mostly like Loftus Cheek was looking good under Sarri.
No,
the rest weren't.
Guys,
You're never done yet. That means never done.
I'm looking at the start now from Jadon Sancho. So in Bundesliga, he played other than 4 appearances. He scored 38 goals.
That's 89 goals and assists in 104 games. 89 goals and assists in 104
Let
games.
this boy play this
11 goals and assists. 11 goals and assists in 21. 11 goals and assists. Wait, but look, 11 goals and assists in 21 Champions League. Look at the Champions League numbers too.
Abdullah, can you please put Timo Werner? Where's the search box for this particular stat?
I will check
Werner. Forget Werner. We know Werner isn't good.
He scored big goals in Bundesliga.
But Werner but you can look side by side and tell Werner and Sancho are players with 2 different qualities.
Werner
was putting up those numbers in a worse team.
Don't compare them like that.
Bundesliga and the one in what's the name of that league in France?
French Ligue 1.
All of them agricultural sciences.
Uber Eats.
Agricultural science.
I think, French League.
Stop being a casual, man. Stop being a casual. Respect these leagues. Respect leagues, man.
No, man. Let's see.
You're not going to get any respect until you can ball on a rainy night in Burnley.
Is that really what it's about? Like, Stoke. Is that really what it's about?
Yes, it is.
Against those 7-foot defenders.
You guys are weird, man. Let's just talk about.
I don't care what you do against Lille and Stuttgart.
Can you do it at Tough Mall on a rainy night?
Exactly.
you guys are weird, man.
Y'all weird, man.
Against Louis Dunk.
Yeah.
You just say Louis.
Against Krakowski.
Do you just say Dunk? Easy. Relax. Lowest down.
See, like these aren't reasons why Sancho is gonna underperform because of guys like Tarkowski and Lewis Dunk. The reason why he could underperform is United just aren't a good team. Like that's the reason why he could.
On a Thursday night at the Hot Ones.
Tosin, no excuses with Sancho. This is
Eric. It's not funny
because at the end of the day, this season. He's coming into the Premier League as a top player, right? He's not coming into the Premier League as a youth player. He's now a top player coming to the Premier League. So,
and he's a top player.
Oh, sure. I'll give him his flowers. He's a top player.
Guys, like if you guys had Sancho, all you Chelsea fans would be on this nuts.
No.
No, it's true. Like you guys are the biggest tribalists I've ever encountered, dog.
I don't.
Chelsea. Like I'm saying that, like
if he went to United though. He went to United.
United
what do you expect?
United has a better team.
So why? Just because? Yes, United do have. Yeah. Like why are y'all so jealous of United?
No.
Why not?
We're just saying. Let's see what happens.
That doesn't want to compare. Listen, you have to understand Tosin's propaganda because we started this discussion by trying to do a side by side between Jadon Sancho and Pulisic. Tosin is going to come in and destroy Pulisic because he's related to Chelsea. This is a very common debate. You understand Tosi by now.
You guys have something else, man. You guys have something.
The bottom line is, if you come into the EPL, there's what's called the 90-day probation. Timo Werner, 3-month probation. Timo Werner.
No. Blue Eyes. Kai Havertz did not get 3 months. Kai Havertz literally get passed from the beginning of the season. It was literally people calling Shy Havertz, Break Havertz, Induction Havertz, stupid. I was like, you guys calm down, guys. Why you guys kind of putting racism in this guy's name? Why not in heaven? What's all this, man? I was only one that came out and said, no, this guy is a phenomenal player. I've seen you guys play football. I feel a lot for Kai Havertz because I've seen him play. So when people were bashing, I was like, no, Kai Havertz is not this bad of a player where people say is a bad player. And I'm happy it showed up. I'm happy it showed. So when he was in the final, I was like, no, Kai Havertz, I need more from you. You need to silence a lot of people, man. A lot of people has been abusing you. Silence more people. Let them sit down and just drink some coffee and go sleep. You need to silence them a lot. Yeah. So because I've seen him play, same thing gonna be on Jadon Sancho too. He has to prove himself in
who are you talking about before Sancho? My bad.
Kai Havertz.
Okay.
Yeah. So because when he came into the Premier League, people were like, when I say he has that attribute of Zinedine Zidane, people say, how about that? I said, no. I came out and said, I came out balanced and I supported Kai Havertz. I give my 100% support to him. But people abuse him just because he doesn't have that metrics of attribute. And I came out and said it. When you look at the Bundesliga and the output of Kai Havertz, you have to respect what he has done as a player. I've seen this guy play football.
100%, man.
I've
He's
seen
been
him play
playing
football
at the top levels since he was
Yes,
16,
I've seen him play.
17. You have to respect it.
He is a phenomenal player. But when it comes to the Premier League, he needs to adapt and change his game to fit into what the Premier League wants.
No, but Lampard did a poor job of using it because he was playing him as a number 8 and all these weird he was doing some weird shit.
As well.
So that pissed me off because people were like, Kai Havertz is not a bad player. He's not. He's not even on the level of Class A. I don't understand why people put him on
I was hard on Kai at the start of the season,
like,
but
this guy's not a bad player. But when he scored, I was like, now I need more from you. You need to silence.
You know how much we paid for Kai Havertz.
So many people silent them. So many people need to be silent. Need to be put in some induction.
Amen.
I need more from him.
Abdullah, anything from 70 north of 70 million, and you come into the EPL, you better be. If you can't deal with the heat, stay away from the kitchen. And Jadon Sancho better be ready. You think
he better be ready? I said he better be ready.
This is not about playing under 17 World Cup and feeling hunky dory. If you're coming into especially these Old Trafford guys, they're gonna chop him up, man. So like you said,
the banter,
hey,
it won't go well.
Like you said, he better step up. That's
he better step up.
He'll step up though.
See,
why will he not step up? Why are you guys acting like he won't step up?
No. Like I said, I rate Sancho a lot. I said it. I rate him. If you look at his output, I said it. I know Kylian Mbappe is far greater and better player than Jadon Sancho, but Sancho output for me is not that bad enough to put him on the level of Kylian Mbappe on his output. Mbappe is a better, far greater and better player. But when we look at Sancho, I'm gonna give Sancho 3 years or 4 years. It will elevate
Sancho is the prototype for a wide playmaker in this what Nasri was, what Figo was,
exactly what
those players were. Sancho can be that, and it won't be always about the stats. Because if you guys start talking about if he's balling and the stats ain't there, don't hate.
No. If he's balling, the stats will be there, man.
Of course.
If he's balling, the stats will be there.
Even if the stats are not there. No, I hear you.
He's more of a guy who plays in the build-up. You know what I mean?
I said it as well. If he plays well as well, no problems, man. No problem.
Well, Toski, you're right. That's a very good point. It's not for me. It's like I hate using that phrase everybody uses now. It's that eye test. It's the
for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
But the way I see it as well,
Hazard never hit 20 league goals, but everyone knew he was the best player in the league.
But for the position he plays, the stats will be there. There's no doubt. Hazard got 16 goals every season, so the stats will definitely be there.
It came at the end. It started coming.
Hazard had penalties. He was on penalty duties too.
No, he wasn't.
Sancho won't be on that.
Hazard wasn't on penalty duty, man. That's not true.
He wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
No, it was who took penalty?
Willian, and
exactly.
Someone else.
And Lampard. Lampard took
2013. Yeah. 14.
No, but around 2015, 2016,
it was Hazard. It was Hazard.
It was Willian.
You guys don't need to lie. You guys don't need to lie. Y'all need to.
No, Hazard took over penalty.
Abdullah,
come on, guys.
But
why lie and act like he wasn't one of your main penalties?
No, it was the main.
How many penalties did he take?
How many penalties?
We're talking about. He wasn't one of the. You guys would say Willian. Who the fuck? Willian? Are you serious?
Willian has never missed a penalty for Chelsea.
Come on, so, you guys are so funny, man.
You know sometimes when you're dealing with when a non-winning Champions League team is looking at a Champions League team. It's sometimes it's like what's that thing? High definition versus black and white.
I've said my own with this Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho will not set this league on fire. People thinking that he's going to set this league on fire.
The saddest part is these fanboys, Manchester United fanboys that.
Okay, who will have a better season?
Cristiano.
Who will have a better season? Jadon Sancho or Nicolas Pepe?
Sancho, of
Sure.
course.
I think Pepe last
Sancho, Pepe.
Pepe.
I think Pepe is cooking now.
Why you
I think
comparing him
Pepe
with-
is cooking.
Let's
been around
him
for
cook.
Pepe ended the season. Pepe ended the
He's
season
got a lot
very
to
well.
prove.
Pepe ended the
Guys,
Let
season
him
very
cook
well.
elephant and
I think-
lizard eggs.
I think the problem is, guys, the problem with Sancho, I already said, I said it to Red Devil Studio and Chimera and United. I said it to them. Sancho will come to the Premier League, he will perform in the Premier League. My problem is, I want to see consistency. I want to see consistency from him. Because
Okay, let me ask you this question. Okay, go ahead.
The same eight Kai Havertz was 8th when he started the Premier League. It was calling break. It was calling induction. Siberia, primary school player, secondary school player. I was like, okay, I get that. I'm not getting angry because I've seen him play.
Let me ask the panel something real quick. So, first question? Where is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going to play Sancho?
On the left wing because
On the left.
Rashford is out. Rashford is out for 3 months.
Okay.
No, I think he's gonna play on the right wing.
No, Rashford is out for 3 months.
No,
Now we don't know.
No,
You
no,
say
no,
right
no,
one,
no,
now
no,
the
no.
left wing.
As of
He'll
now,
play on the left. He'll play on
Left
the
wing
left.
because Rashford is out for 3 months.
So when Rashford comes back, what happens? Rashford
We
will
go
be
back
back
to
by
the right
Christmas,
wing. No.
right?
He might go to the right. Yeah, who cares?
Abdullahi, but I think we can't forget that Martial, if Martial does stay, he can play on the left as well. I think that's a
only
good
plays on
position for him.
Martial is better on the right. He's better on the right.
Are you
'cause
serious?
he's
Martial
left-
on the
he's left
right?
foot.
No, Martial's better
I-
on the left.
Yeah, I
Martial's
prefer
better
him on the left.
left.
He was very good
but
in the
his
left.
his best position is the center forward though.
Yes, but
Yeah,
they've
yeah,
got
for sure.
Play.
It's
Play-
unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Martial was the player Monaco thought Kylian Mbappe. They thought he would be the Kylian Mbappe, right? Because they happily sold him to Manchester United, and then promoted. No, they didn't play together. Kylian Mbappe looked up to Martial.
Yeah.
At some point, Martial
he
was the darling boy of Monaco, right? Like he was
Yeah.
the man in Monaco. Monaco was. They didn't want to sell him to Man U. Like it was
No,
a
because
very
he
long,
was expected to break out that year in
And
Liga,
guess
but
what?
then he went
Imagine-
straight to Premier League and he
let me
killed it.
bust. Let me bust. He killed what? When he bust your head, they also put a clause that in case Martial wins the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or, yeah.
Why y'all hating? Like I don't. Martial would start for Chelsea. Like I don't get this hate.
Where?
No, he
Where
wouldn't.
would he start?
Where would
Yes, he
start?
would.
I don't think he would.
No.
Center forward. He would easily
Center
start for
forward?
you
Center
guys.
forward?
He would easily start. Yes. Who's your
No
center
chance.
forward now?
No
Who's your
chance.
center forward now?
I'll
get back to you in August. I'll get back to you.
Oh, come on,
I'll
man.
start Havertz.
You guys are
right?
funny. You guys
Why
are
will I
funny.
start
Start Tammy
Martial, man?
Abraham over Martial.
I don't. This Martial
Never
hate is
scored more
ridiculous.
goals.
Did you see Martial? Did you see Martial's form during COVID?
Tam Abraham scored more goals. Why
Yeah,
why are you
Martial-
taking Martial?
Martial's the kind of. I think
goals in
Martial's the
20
kind of guy. You see how good Benzema has been, like these last couple seasons. Martial's
No,
the kind of guy.
no, please.
Martial's
Oh,
the kind of guy. I'm telling you, when he fully polishes up,
Wow.
he gets there mentally.
Are you gonna compare him with
28,
He's been there-
29,
he
30,
burst on the scene
31.
like 5 years ago. They've
Yeah,
every
yeah.
season, this is his
Martial
breakout.
It
is
season.
doesn't
not
matter.
another
It doesn't
level, man.
matter.
He's
Like,
not.
last season, he had not 2 seasons ago. He scored like 20. He scored like 21 or 22 non-penalty goals.
Hang on.
Bro,
Hang
2
on.
seasons
No,
ago, he was
goals,
being
dude.
benched for
What-
Lukaku
what-
and Ibrahimovic. What are you
What
talking
competitions
No, he
were?
wasn't.
You see,
No, he
people say that
wasn't.
stat and make it look so fancy. What games were he playing? What competitions was he in when he got?
It was
scored
in the
those
Premier
goals?
League.
No.
Premier League.
How many
Europa
Premier
League
League
as
goals
well.
did he score? Europa League goals.
I'm not talking about Europa League. I'm talking about the Premier League.
No, you said 22. You said 22 goals.
Let me look it up.
Yeah,
All right,
Martial
so-
scored 4.
Okay. Oh, he scored
Europa League
17.
goals.
He scored 17. He scored
Yeah.
17 and 32. 17, and all of them were non-penalty. No penalties. Over the full season, he scored 23 in all competitions. But in the season, he scored 17 non-penalty. Straight.
That was under Luis Van Gaal and his first season.
No. That was this was under Ole.
2020.
Ole. That was that. It's for that
2020.
under.
This was
Ole.
a year ago. This was literally a year ago. Martial literally did this shit a year ago, and y'all trying to tell me that he can't? Like, come on, man. Y'all some haters, man.
I think Tosin, the problem with Martial is the problem with him is like his decision making sometimes and his consistency. That's what he needs to. People, the reason that Cavani is playing more is because Cavani is that kind of striker that.
Cavani's more of a pure center forward than him.
And also, I think because Cavani fits what Man U wants to do, right? They need the fox in the box. They play for that kind of striker. So that's
Which
why
is sad because they could easily be a way better team trying to play more ball to feet.
That's why I said if they had a good manager, if they had a very good man. So just put it this way: if Klopp was the Manchester United manager, would they play better? Would they actually challenge for the league? The answer is yes.
The answer is yes, yeah.
Yes, with that team, yes. Oh yeah, they will be playing better. They'll be playing.
So you do acknowledge the close to world class level of this team, like United in terms of attacking.
I never said United.
I'm just strictly talking about the front line attacking personnel. Strictly talking that. United is the best in the country, easy.
No, they're not.
No. Wait,
not even close. It's not even close. It's best in the country, easy.
Why?
Because all of them are just straight. All of them are just straight killers, man.
What about when Pogba leaves? The quality just goes down significantly. If the season starts and they don't have Pogba and Ole's still manager, I think
Pogba, but Pogba's not an attacker though. Yeah, they'll need to replace Pogba. Yeah, they could get Leon Goretzka and something.
What's your saying?
I don't think Goretzka.
No,
it's
not happening.
Does he even start for
Why
Germany?
is it not happening? Leon Goretzka has a year left on his contract. He's trying to get. They're offering him 10 to 12 million net. United are offering him around 16, 17. United are offering him way fatter.
They are offering him that, but the German media also says Leon Goretzka still wants to stay at Bayern regardless of what they offer.
Of course, why would he want to downgrade?
Of course, he doesn't downgrade. He wants to win another Champions League. If he comes to Manchester United,
Cruz wanted to stay at Bayern. We all saw how that went. So
no, he went to Madrid. He went to Madrid. That's a higher step. That's a bigger step because Madrid was a better team.
And Cruz had problems with the higher ups in Bayern Munich. So
it wasn't just money that was the reason why Cruz left. Cruz left because he had issues with Rummenigge and the rest.
Yeah, and with Goretzka, he's doing really well with Joshua Kimmich. Like that is a very good duo there.
It is. It is.
Well, if Pogba goes, who's gonna play in that 2 midfield? You think?
They have to buy Camavinga.
But Camavinga doesn't want to go. He wants to go to Spain.
He want to go to Spain.
They'll play.
He wants to play. He wants to go to Spain.
Yeah.
Either
Spain or if PSG can come calling, he'll go to PSG.
He doesn't want to play in Manchester. Manchester is cold.
No.
Manchester's cold. Yeah,
he's not feeling Manchester.
Yeah, Manchester's cold city.
Man United have a good team, but they're not that good, man. People need to.
They need midfielders. They need midfielders bad. They need a passing midfielder. They need a really good passing midfielder, and then they need a quality box-to-box midfielder like a Goretzka or a Milinkovic-Savic.
Yeah.
That's what they need. That's what they need.
I'm also still not a big fan of Wan-Bissaka, to be honest.
He's overrated.
Yeah, they could get like Trippier or keep Dallo and let them compete.
Spot.
I'm not sure he's good enough for that club personally, or maybe he's good enough for United in 2021, but not for United according to what they want to be. What do you think they are still?
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka is. Yeah, like he's not my cup of tea as a fullback either.
I think that's the one thing I have with Sancho, because with Sancho, right, he's always played with attack-minded fullbacks. Like he's played
100%,
played with Scholes. I mean, Scholes is not the best in the world, but he's attack-minded. He's played with Mounier. Mounier is not the greatest in the world either, but he's very attack-minded as well. And then you had that stint where Hakimi was at Dortmund too. So and
it was mostly like Hakimi that one season, and then like last season it was mostly not even Schultz. It was Rafa Guerreiro that was overlapping
Guerreiro
ahead of him.
Yeah,
and
because
it's like those are quality. Those are two quality level fullbacks, wide players. I think Sancho gonna need that. He's gonna need that.
I think with Sancho being versatile, if he ever had to play on the left like he might in the beginning of the season, he's in luck because he has Luke Shaw beside him. But if he's
That's kind of why I bring up Nicolas Pepe, because it was the same thing when he was moving to Lille to Arsenal.
Yeah.
He said he wanted a fullback that will really stretch the field for him in terms of overlaps, but it never came. That's why his performances weren't as good as they needed to be. You're like, Sancho's honestly going to need that, man. Like, Sancho's really...
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but who's the fullback that was playing in Lille when Pepe was there?
Celik.
Oh, still Celik? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Celik, yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking about French league, bro. Calm down.
Van der Beek is there.
Calm down.
Okay, let me ask a quick question to the panel now. Okay, let's say, because I want to talk about him next, but let's say hypothetically, Man City get Harry Kane, Sancho's already a United player, they get Halalnd, and Chelsea get Halland. Who wins the Premier League?
Man City.
Can you repeat the question? Man City get Harry Kane. And
I said, hypothetically, Man City get Harry Kane.
You should have just stopped them. You should have stopped them, man. It's over.
Yeah.
If Man City get Harry Kane, it's over, man.
It's over. Yeah. I think for the next couple of years. Well, they're gonna have the league and all the cups under control.
I wouldn't say it's over.
Fighting.
It's over.
No, it's literally gonna be.
If it's over, then stop hyping our league, man.
Yeah.
Like, stop hyping our league. If it's over, then stop hyping.
Have you seen that team? Have you seen that team?
That's what I'm saying. If it's over, stop talking. Like, because at the end of the day,
let me tell you why. Let me tell you something. No.
At the end of the day, though, but at the end of the day, wait, before you continue, sorry guys, but like at the end of the day, when I watch the Premier League, I've only seen like 2 title races in the last 7 years.
Okay, and how many English teams were fighting for European Cups this season? How many English teams were in the final for European Cups?
I want to see.
Are you going there?
Because this is
Man City are a quality team that are in the final.
Wait. Let me just get this.
After that.
Because this is what happens, right? This is what happens in preseason discussions, right? We always talk about who's going to win this league, who's going to win that league, who's going to win the Premier League. The conversation literally devolves from who's going to challenge for the title to, by like December, we're talking about who's going to make top 4. That's literally the conversation, dead ass. Like, that's literally the conversation every year about the Premier League. Like, and it gets boring.
It's literally been that only for like less than 5 years.
It devolves. The conversation always devolves every season.
It gets boring. What about the other leagues? Name me a better league.
Let me respond to that. Okay, the Premier League equivalent to Lille is literally like an Everton. Everton are not sniffing this league, so get your facts straight.
I can't believe Tosin just mentioned competition.
Let me finish. We're not a Manchester City. PSG losing the league to Lille is the equivalent of Man City losing the league to Everton, and that's never ever going to happen in a million years. So let me finish.
At the end of the day,
in the Premier League, when Manchester City lose, okay, they're not. We don't have emergency hangouts. When PSG lose, we do. When Bayern Munich do, we do, because it's unusual, it's unfortunate, and it's something that's pretty much out of the realm of what you expect at the start of the season.
But look at this.
When Pep loses 2-1 to like an Everton or 2-1 to like a Leeds United, it's like, damn, that happened. Okay, we'll go again next week, because the league is a known fact that it's more competitive.
That's not true.
Like, at the end of the day, because look, man, the Premier League has had centurions, teams getting 99 points. Like, that doesn't happen in other leagues.
Yeah, and during that time, during that time, Tottenham have been in the
PSG never done that. PSG
Tottenham have been in the CL final, bro. How can you say the league is shit? Arsenal are in European Cup finals. 2 seasons ago, Arsenal were in a European Cup final. Manchester United were in a European Cup final. The 2 Champions League final was English. When was the last time the 2 Champions League finalists were Spanish or French or German?
Tosin, I don't know why you're hating.
Let's be real, man. Can't say the league is just shit. It's still the most competitive best league.
Who said it's shit? No one said it's shit.
No, you just said because we made a prediction.
It doesn't
we made a prediction that if the best team gets the best striker, that they're gonna walk the league.
That's all I'm saying.
You just said it gets boring. You just said it gets boring.
It gets boring. It does get boring. It gets boring.
The other leagues have been boring,
bro.
For like 10 years.
Because I'm telling you right now, the top 6 clashes this past season in the Premier League were dog shit.
Bro, they've been lit.
There were no good games. There were no good games.
What about Ligue 1?
They've been amazing.
I'm telling you right now. When Burek,
North London derbies, bro. Are you kidding me? They're amazing.
I have a friend, Abdul. He's a Real Madrid fan, Elocrat. Okay, he watches primarily the Premier League and La Liga. He's a Real Madrid fan, and he told me, all right, and he always also kicks. He told me the best game he's watched this season was when Lille beat Lyon, coming back from 2-0 down to win with Burak Yilmaz scoring a hat trick or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's
game.
interesting. Those are great games. Like you don't see that. Like there was nothing like that in the Premier League. All the top 6 games, dead ass, were boring. They were boring. That's a fact. That's
okay.
What was a fun game that Chelsea played?
Okay,
you guys always are winning 1-0.
Listen,
you
answer
know
my
your
question.
team is boring. Let's keep it real.
Listen.
Hold on.
Chelsea lost 5-2 to West Brom, and West Brom got relegated. Okay, so if you want to talk about parity, the Premier League is the home of parity.
Did you watch
the Premier League dominated Europe this season? Literally, they wiped the floor with every basic. The Premier League was the king of Europe.
One after the other.
I just want to
don't bash the Prem and then sit here and you're.
I'm not bashing the Prem.
He's not even
listening. It's not living up to its billing. It's not living up to its billing.
Look, I like the Premier League, but the argument I have, I like the Premier League obviously, but the argument I have for Abdirahman is where were the Premier League fans when last year? Mostly it was the French and German teams dominating in the Champions League.
Wait, hang on. Before we get into that,
that season was cut in half, bro. Chill.
Let me just
No.
There was no way no one was going to beat Bayern Munich or PSG
let me just finish
in the
what I
knockout
was.
stages.
Let me just go back and address what he said. He was talking about entertaining matches. Did you watch Chelsea's game against West Brom? Where West Brom beat us 5-2.
Man said West Brom.
Chelsea. Do you know what? Challenged against Aston Villa the next week. They won the CL. So if you want to talk about parity, the Premier League is the home of parity.
Does that not sound like an entertaining match to you? Okay, has that ever happened in?
I'm talking. I said
leagues?
top 6. I'm talking. That does happen. There are hella entertaining games in literally every league.
No. You just told us how you talk to
there are entertaining games. I'm just saying for the Premier League, which has what's it called? You know, the biggest marketing. It does not live up to its billing of having the best games. It just doesn't. That's a fact. That's a fucking fact. Like I'm sorry.
How come it always has the most viewers? How come it always has the most viewers?
Yeah,
now I think
how come
PSG has the most?
Actually, I want to ask a question to PSG. I want to ask.
Watch. I'm not. Fuck all the. Just.
Are you saying what you're saying based on?
Wait. Tosin, can I ask you a question? Tosin, can I ask you a question?
And come back to me on what I'm saying.
Wait, Tosin, can I ask you a question just so we can clarify?
Last season, it's not based on.
Guys, one after the other. Go.
Yeah, no. Tosin, my question to you is like. I like the Premier League, but I'm not gonna disrespect every other league and say it's garbage because I respect every other league. But okay, when we're talking about races, in terms of entertainment, are you talking about the race or are you talking about the actual matches themselves? Because if you're talking about the actual matches themselves,
it's a mixture of both, man.
It's a mixture of both. You're saying. So are you because in this sense, right? In the last few years, the games, I mean not the games, the leagues with the highest scoring games have either come from Liga On or the Bundesliga. Are you talking about in that sense that you want to see games with more action and more goals?
It's actually Serie A.
No. This year it's been Serie A. I'm talking about every other year essentially. It's been either the Liga On or the Bundesliga. Are you talking about saying that, you know, in the big games that there's not enough goals or like there's just not enough going on, or are you just saying that
it's
overall...
just too tactical. Like it's not there's nothing really. There are some great games. Don't get me wrong. There have been some memorable big game clashes. Like there have been. There have been. Like there has to be.
Yeah.
But for the most part, last season,
can I ask
especially,
you a question?
was 100% forgettable.
Where would Lille finish in the Prem if they were to play starting this season?
Lille, if you gave them TV money and you gave them continuity, because let me just tell you this, right? This is another thing I want to say. Like, this is like, for example, PSG, right? Just the club PSG, they pay more in employer tax to the government than La Liga, Serie A, and Bundesliga combined. All 60 clubs in three leagues. 58 clubs in 3 leagues. They pay more than all of them in terms of employers. PSG have paid over $1 billion in taxes. Okay, a team like Dijon, is paying more in employer tax than fucking Real Madrid and Barcelona.
What?
Like dead ass. I'm not making this up. This is a fact because that's the That's the governmental framework of the country of France. You have to pay those charges.
That's true.
At the end of the day, if you put Lille right now, if you put Luis Campos, who's the best scout director in the world, and you put TV money, you infused hella TV money, that the TV money that a team like Sheffield or something is making more in TV money or is rivaling in TV money with fucking damn near like Dortmund or something or a fucking Lyon. Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like
That's what I'm
they're
talking about.
zero. There's zero. You know what's it
That's
called?
what I'm
Like
talking
in terms
about.
of. But but at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, if you gave Lille
The case of
that
the pudding
money
is in the
and
eating.
that incredible scouting network they have, dude, they would definitely have some top 6 finishes in the Premier League, top 6 to top 8. Yeah, why not?
Because
Why not?
the thing
Why not?
that PSG is mentioning here, Topin's mentioning is that is Luis Campos. I think the disrespect to Liga on, right? Like, yeah, obviously PSG wins it a lot, but Luis Campos, I feel like a lot of people disrespect this guy.
Nobody disrespects him.
No. I mean the work he's done, because they just see him and say, he's a good manager. But when everyone, scoring director.
You know the truth. I've been
Chelsea
saying it,
wanted
and
him.
I know,
Chelsea wanted
I
him
know,
bad.
Emmy and Eric will not agree. I said it already.
Yeah.
I do not ever since Granaskia has been promoted to the director of football, I have a problem because I want Luis Campos to be the director of football.
Absolutely.
He has a brain. He knows which player to
Abdullahi,
I don't know the team and which player to be taking up.
But wait, hold on, Abdullahi.
There's two sides to every coin, though.
Yeah,
like Luis Campos is in this spotless. guy.
Luis Campos loves control. He's like Ragnick, right?
There you go.
He's like Ragnick, the German guy that started, getting
Luis Campos got in trouble for putting Lille in debt too. A lot of debt.
Exactly.
And he was like the money for Osimhen and Pepe and all those guys. Like he pocketed a bit of that for himself too.
Yeah.
So like they do shady shit too. Like let's not act like Luis Campos is the spotless guy. He isn't, but he's still a hell of a scout. He's still a hell of a scout.
Tosin, your main point is that the Premier League isn't doing enough in terms of entertainment based on the amount of money in the league, right?
But Premier League has won two of the last 3 Champions League.
I'm talking about living up to its billing, like the games. They're not exciting. They're not. They're just not. Man.
Most of what you're saying is based on last season. It's not based on in general. Like that's my main issue. You're saying a lot of what you're saying based on just last season. What about 5, 6, 7 seasons ago?
The teams that finish in the top 4 in the Prem could go to the other 4
major
European leagues and win.
5 years ago, Leicester won the league.
Man United go to any league in the world and probably win, or at least compete.
I mean, you're
Chelsea could do the same. Liverpool
you're
could do
just
the same.
criticizing.
That's not true.
You were just criticizing the Premier League just now for saying that Man City are going to win it again. When Man City got to the Champions League final just last season,
it's
and you're making it look
argument.
as if the league is a poor league because City are
Manchester, that's the worst Manchester City team. And that's the funny thing
that's
about
what you think. That's what you think.
No, but that's how
Harry
football. Football is funny like that, Like even as a PSG fan, I'll tell you, the first 2 years we had Neymar and Mbappe, qualitatively, we were a better team than the last 2 years that we've had, and we went farther in the Champions League. Football is funny like that. This Manchester City team that just made the Champions League final is one of the most boring, mundane, slow.
Is it the best team in the world or not?
That has been under Pep, especially under the Pep era. Like they're not as good as the Centurion team. They're not as good as the team following that team.
Hang on.
Like they're not. But they made the Champions League. But they made a Champions League final. That football is funny like that. Football is funny like that.
Wait, hold on. Before you ask the question, Eric, see, when was the last time Manchester City got to the Champions League final?
Never.
Cool.
But they've been way better incarnations.
Why not giving this City team the credit that give them their flowers though? Because even when they had Silva, they had Aguero firing, they had what's his name, Company. They didn't get to the final. They were always knocked out in the quarterfinal, second round. They only went to the semi-final once in their time, and that was when Pellegrini was there. Pellegrini's last season. They never went. They never smelt past the quarterfinals ever with all the money they pumped into the team. So I know this City team currently might not be the most sexiest team alive, but guess what? They are functional. They're able to.
And that's the thing. Anybody that
win
comes up against
games.
this City team is more scared. Like this team is frightening, bro.
It's
This
functional.
Really?
I
Yes,
literally
yes,
called it.
yes.
I called
Look
it.
at what
earlier in the
happened. Look
season.
at
They
what
have
happened
titles
to
under their
PSG.
belt now.
Look at what
They have
happened
more
to
prestige.
PSG.
They made it to a
I-
final. So
No,
going into the
man. They're
season,
the- like,
if they get
City
Harry
don't
Kane going
frighten
into the
me,
season,
man.
that's the
Okay,
scariest
yeah,
City
I
I've
agree.
ever
I agree
seen.
there. I agree there.
Look, City are still the best team in the world.
I agree
arguably.
there.
So I don't know why you make it look as if it's bad to say
Exactly, the
that
best
they're
team
going
in
to
the
win
world
league.
winning their domestic league. Like, wow, that's such a
Of
big
course
deal.
they should.
But
They
what
should
we're
win.
saying
They
is
should
that
win
there have
the
been the
league.
years when
Yeah.
PSG are losing
Like, honestly,
6-1 away in the
United,
second leg, but
I'm
they're
gonna-
walking the league.
Like, for example, City aren't that
Not
much better
comparative.
than United. They're not. They're
They
really
are.
not.
They're miles
They
ahead.
really are. They
Like
really
they're
are, because
they're
they've shown
better,
it.
but like the truth is, like United have only themselves to blame because they should be way closer to the same thing
Compare
with
their
Chelsea.
managers, the
Same thing
pedigree
with
of their
Chelsea.
managers.
Like, you guys have the money to compete. You should be way closer to City. Like,
I mean, we won the
it's just
Champions
it's
League.
embarrassing.
So
like,
we
it's
At
the
least
beat
we
them
won
in
the
the final.
champion. At least we just won the Champions League.
Beat them in the
so-
final, so
Alright,
we're
man.
getting there.
We'll be Man City three
Dude.
times, not once.
Dude, just
three
don't
times. in
Don't try to
4
be
months.
contrarian for no reason and just admit that the Premier League is the
Look,
GOAT league, man. It's the
the
best
Premier
league,
League is the
and
best
nobody
league
will
now.
respect you if you
No,
don't.
it is the best. It
Yeah.
is the best league.
The only
Unfortunately,
person that gets
It's
away
the
from that
best now,
criticism
though. It's
maybe
the
is
best
Lionel
now.
Messi. Other
Maybe
than
it
that,
wasn't the
everyone has
best.
to come
Yeah.
through the Prem to at least be respected. in this
Maybe
day
it
and
wasn't the
age.
best 5 years ago, but
but
it's the best now.
it's not
That's
hitting
why-
the
that's why
levels.
we don't
It's not
respect
hitting the
Lewandowski
levels. It's not
compared
hitting
to,
the
like,
levels
Kane,
of
Suarez.
early 2010s
Maybe
or
not in
mid
terms of
2010s La
entertainment,
Liga
but you know.
or
Dude,
2000s
Are you
90s
kidding me?
Serie A.
Back then,
Like, it's just
Serie
not.
A was
It's
way
just
better
not.
back then. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
like, that's what I'm saying.
Ebbs and
Serie A, La
flows, yeah.
Liga, when they were the best leagues in the world.
Dude,
The
there was a
games were
time when Real
fucking-
Betis were winning La Liga. That time the Prem wasn't the best, but recently, like in this past 5 to 10 years, the Prem's leaps and bounds above everybody else.
You
The
have
only
to
other
consider
two
this
leagues that have been
no,
good
no,
were
no. I'd say
La
last
Liga,
six,
no,
six,
no,
five,
no,
six.
no,
last
La Liga in the
last
past,
point.
La Liga in the early 2000s was the league to go to.
No,
'Cause
no,
Real
no,
Betis was saying what's up.
La Liga in the early 2000s wasn't even so good.
Yeah, and in the
Yes.
90s it was
Yeah,
It was
Any-
mostly
any
90s, 80s to 2000s is all about Serie A.
yeah, but in the
Yeah.
Twitter era,
Even the early 2000s was still Serie A. Like
Yeah.
you,
Well,
you
yeah,
saw,
that's true, that's
yes,
true.
you see, AC Milan was strong. Oh, the AC Milan team of 2003. Have
They
you
were
seen
dominant.
the picture? Abdullah, just pull it up. Let's see all the legends in that team.
Like,
Of
it was
2003.
What's it?
Nesta,
AC Milan, AC Milan of
Dida,
2003. AC Milan
Like-
2003. Just
You have
pull
to,
it
you
up.
have to understand
Gattuso.
that.
Bro, you
Well,
can
also-
compare that to the
Shevchenko.
Juventus too.
Yeah,
Juventus was really good that year as well.
No,
Their squad, right?
dude, even Inter Milan.
Hold on.
I mean, in general,
Yeah.
the player, the
No,
the
those were
quality of
good.
players,
Nedved,
the quality
Del
of players is nowhere
Piero.
near what it
Yeah,
used to be.
Nedved,
That's
So
what
which
I'm
one? Is it the squad?
Buffon.
This one?
Yeah, the squad 2003. Yeah, 2002,
Yeah.
2003. Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
not. It's not.
No, that was a scary squad.
that was a
No,
very
actually, no,
scary squad.
actually, I'd say the 05 squad was. You think the 05 squad's a bit better though? The
No,
Milan 05
I know,
squad.
but I like the 2002, 2003 squad because they had great. They like.
I mean,
man,
just look at
They
just
didn't
look at
have.
that
They
team,
didn't have
man.
a prime Kaká though. You know.
I'm looking at the
Yeah.
squad now.
When will we
Open,
ever
just
see
open
it?
it. Yeah, open it. Make it
Okay.
big.
When
make it big.
will we
Yeah.
ever see a team
Christian
like this
Abati.
again?
Christian
Ever.
Abati.
No, just bring up the picture. We don't know. We'll find the names when we bring up the picture.
When will we ever see it? When will we ever see a team like this again?
Yeah,
Never.
Oh,
so
2021
is-
PSG. 2021 PSG.
No, relax. The point is,
I don't
that,
think you ever see a team this star-studded assembled anymore. Like it
football
was
has
so
changed. Man.
expensive.
Football has changed. That's you have to understand. Football is different now, so it is what it is, man. You can't be bashing the Premier League.
It's too team oriented, man. It's too team oriented. That's why
Yeah,
PSG.
Abdullah, make it big. You can't bring
PSG
it up.
bringing it back. We're bringing it back, man.
But for me, there's a
Is it this one?
There's a beauty in.
Yeah,
not
just click
being
on the
pro-
images. Click on the images.
Okay.
Any
I'm
of
clicking on the images.
Just
These are. Who is this? Nesta?
Okay, we can't see your images. Though.
You can't
You
click.
can't see the
just,
image.
Yeah,
just
you
click
can
on
see
the
it.
image.
Just go
my
to
bad.
images.
Hold on.
Jeez, the lie.
Hold on,
Just
Yeah,
go to
I've
Wik- just go to
I've seen that
Wikipedia.
screen.
Just
I've
go to
seen that screen.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, an IT
Hold on.
person. Just go
Yeah.
photos, right? 2003 Milan photos. Finish. That's it.
Yeah.
For me, I find tactics interesting as well. I mean, everybody has their own different.
This one, right? These are the ones. I see.
Now these are the men. Look at this team.
Seedorf when he had hair.
Look at this team.
Inzaghi,
Nesta.
Pirlo,
Oh my days.
Gattuso.
Man, this team ain't that
That's
scary.
right.
Rui Costa.
We'd beat this team. We'd
Shevchenko.
beat this team.
Who beat this team? 2003.
Man, we'd beat this team, bro.
I don't think Milan has ever lost to PSG though. I'm going even back to 94, 95 when you guys had George Ware.
In the 90s though, we were a powerhouse. No kids.
No, yeah. PSG was good then, but they never just made it to Champions League. Marseille is the only French team that has won the Champions League. Just on
that
record.
was not questionable Champions League. That one.
Yeah.
Whatever. Tell that to Abedi Pele and the likes of Papine that won them. They don't care. They still have. I think Marcel Desailly was in that team. Yeah, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
He was in that team. Marcel Desailly is another undercover, very celebrated defender, though. In his time, he used to be called the Rock.
He was a defensive midfielder.
No. He was a central defender, center half, right?
Yeah, but like he used to play there for Milan. He used to play in defensive midfield.
Wait, Milan? No, they had Albertini. Albertini was the central defensive midfielder. Albertini and the other guy, what's his name? I'm a Milan fan too. Albertini was the DM though. No, it was either Baresi and Costa Cota or it was maybe I know what's his name. Desailly was young then; he was still coming up the ranks. Of course, Baresi was almost in his mid-30s at the point, but those were men though. Those were days where men.
This squad is stacked, man. Stacked.
Almost his squad. That's Christian Abiatio, that goalkeeper that you're seeing. It's not a regular goalkeeper.
When was Dida? What of Dida? Was it not the best goalkeeper?
No.
Wait, who's the guy? Who's the guy in between Pirlo and Gattuso? Who's that guy?
In between Pirlo and Gattuso. That's Costa Cota.
That's Costa Cota? Okay.
Yeah. That's Alessio Costa Cota. Yeah. Alessio Costa Cota used to pair with Nesta. Maldini played left back at the time. Maldini was so good. He was so versatile. I don't know why he never won a World Cup. It was a shame.
Yo, Maldini never won anything internationally. Why is everybody on his nuts if he never won anything internationally?
Well, did he never? No, he never did. Yeah, but he went to finals though. He went to two. He won Euro final and one World Cup final.
Bro, he's overrated, man.
Maldini?
He's overrated, man.
Say that well. Say it again. He's overrated. Say it again.
Paolo Maldini is overrated.
Does it sound weird to you?
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right, man. No.
Respect Paolo Maldini. Paolo Maldini, respect him.
You guys are some Paolo Maldini is worried.
Respect Paolo Maldini. I remember those days in 2003. AC Milan was the name, man. AC Milan and Inter Milan then. Those two were like, whoa. This team were just too good, man. It was like they were the dominant, they were the one dominating.
Yeah, it was after this. It was after this cycle.
This team doesn't scare me that much though. Like, come on. Who's the guy between Shevchenko and Sidorf? Who is that guy?
Shevchenko. No, this is Shevchenko. Oh wait, Shevchenko.
What's his name?
What's that guy's name? Who is that guy? I don't know him.
Wait, Shevchenko and Sidorf. Where's?
Yeah, who's the guy in between Shevchenko and Sidorf? Who is he?
Can't remember.
Wait, let me see.
Is that Redondo?
No, Redondo is Madrid.
No, that's not Redondo.
No, that's not
okay.
Redondo went to Milan though, but see, like, come on, y'all acting like this is some star-studded team. We don't even know who this nigga is, bro.
No, like, I know him. Wait, I know him.
Like, come on, bro.
I know him. I know him. I can't just remember his name. I know him. I just can't remember. Because
pull up the 2005 Milan side.
That was also a good thing. Yeah, I always tell people, people always say the greatest teams in history. People always like to have that conversation. What was the best, club team in history?
Barcelona 2009 to 2011.
Okay, should I tell you something?
Yeah.
Does that Barcelona team beat this Milan team?
Yeah.
Well, in their prime. Remember,
it'll be a very tough game. It'll be a very tough game. But
because Milan,
it'll be a very tough game.
Yeah, beat the Galacticos. Or the Galacticos started dropping at that point.
Bro,
for me,
honestly though, like if you put Messi up against Maldini, he'll retire him, man.
No way,
He'll
man.
If
Maldini
you
will
put
break
if you
his
put
legs.
on our Energizer Bunny Messi, this is
No,
like Messi in his
no.
physical peak, 2010,
No.
20, like that Messi,
Have you seen?
that's so
Have you seen?
agile.
Have
You
you
put
seen
that
the
guy up against
Maldini?
Maldini, bro. He put Maldini in
Maldini
jail.
played against R9 every year in the San
Yeah, and
Siro.
R9 used to cook him. R9 used to
No,
cook him. Messi gonna cook him
R9
too.
no, R9 didn't cook
Messi
him.
gonna cook him too.
No,
Yes, he did.
R9
R9 used to cook him, bro.
No, R9 didn't cook him. Yeah, watch the 90s, the San Siro derby.
Bro,
The
I've watched enough R9 comps to see him cook up on Maldini, bro.
He cooks other people, but he cannot cook, Maldini.
But Messi's better than R9 though, so I'm not sure. For me, is yeah.
Like that's What's wrong? What's wrong with saying Messi's better than R9? What's wrong with that?
Messi's the best player ever, man. For me, Messi's the best player ever.
No, I don't.
Yeah, he is.
Better than R9.
R9 won the World Cup.
You're doing too much.
What they call Messi? Do you know before they call somebody El Fenomeno?
Okay, all right. Okay, cool. Yeah, all right. Look, I'm just saying how I'm saying it.
They call just because they call him El Fenomeno. You know, they literally be calling Messi God, bro, which is crazy. Like they call him Dios, D10S. Like, come on, dude.
Yes, Messi, he flopped. He flopped in the World Cup, but in terms of ability, man, I mean, for me, Messi is the best player, man.
Yeah, like Messi has, but Messi has a senior international trophy now. Like R9, all due respect, great player, generational talent.
He won the World Cup.
Generational talent. But he never won more than one league title in his career. The man only won one league title in his whole career. One league title. Forget Champions League. Forget Champions League. Forget Champions League. Oh, come on, dude. Like you counted 94.
Yeah, he was there.
That one doesn't count.
All right.
Why does he count?
No.
So you won't count only one for him. Well, he has to go to his house, right?
I'm just saying though, like he only won one league title in his whole career, man. Come on, man. I need more, man.
If you knew what Messi is important, it's important. Messi could not play ball in the 90s, though. Break his leg.
You're lying. You know you're lying.
I'm not lying. I know
you're lying. You're lying, man.
Because I could count players that could play better than Messi.
Bro, I've seen. You want to know? Like, I was looking up. This is a little bit off topic, but I was looking up like some information. I was reading up on this guy's life, Roberto Baggio. From 1990 to like 1995 or whatever. Like he was kind of he was kind of like what Messi was back then. Like he could do everything. He could do everything. Okay, he plays a 9. They would call him a 9.5. Like dude, and Roberto Baggio when he in the 80s, he had a torn ACL, and a damaged meniscus, and he literally battled through that.
Yes,
literally to forge a career for himself. You don't think Messi has never had any injury? Like Messi could easily battle through anything.
That's what I'm telling you. Messi.
Okay, but my only rebuttal to that would be, tell me 10 defenders that were playing at that time that are on the same level of Chiellini, Bonucci, Van Dijk, Koulibaly, Ruben Diaz.
Chill on Chiellini and Bonucci, dude. Like
they're
literally Italian midfield. They're Italian defenders.
You can't compare.
Jerome Boateng, Harry Maguire.
Van Dijk is not on that level, man.
Harry Maguire,
Sergio Ramos.
Those guys will not even
Marquinhos, Thiago Silva. They would, bro.
Have you seen the Sampdoria team? Wait, hold on. Have you seen the Sampdoria team that came to Wembley?
No, wait, guys. No, wait. See, this is the thing. This is the thing.
Imagine Lewandowski, Harry Kane, Benzema, Mbappe, Pogba, Ronaldo, Messi back in those days, bro.
It's true.
You gotta give out the playing field. That's why I don't respect. That's why I don't respect people like Pele, because Pele was playing against defenders that were coming off the back of World War II. And
can you guys?
That's why it's not the same, bro.
You're going so well. And then you
say this. No, but this is what happening. Like, I'm literally. Wait. Before you guys go,
we're talking about football on both of Pele, man. Calm down, man.
I'm literally on both of you guys' sides here. Like no joke. Like
In the 90s,
I
the
think
defenders were brutalized.
you guys are underrating the defenders of this generation. You are.
They are
But
not
at the
good
same
enough.
time,
They're not good enough. They're not good enough. They're not good enough.
Playing on
Wait, so
defending-
Sergio Ramos, Pepe, Thiago Silva, all these guys couldn't play back. Come on.
Thiago Silva learned from.
This is the 2005 squad for AC Milan.
Come on, man. You can't be comparing these.
I'm not saying, but I'm saying these are the 2005.
Mm-hmm. That's Dida.
Damn, it's the same.
Shevchenko.
Who is that guy between Kaká and Yap Stam, bro? Who is that guy, man?
That's Kaladze or something.
Oh, Kaladze, the Georgian dude, the left back. Okay.
So this is Sido. I know this is Sido. This is who? Is this Cafu?
Yeah, that's Cafu.
Cafu. Yeah.
This is
that's Crespo.
This is Crespo. Sido. Gattuso. Alessandro Nesta.
Pello.
Is it Pello or Nesta?
That's Pirlo. That's Pirlo.
That's Pirlo.
Look very young, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah, very young.
Look very young.
Pirlo.
You know what's crazy with these teams sometimes when I look at them, it's crazy to think that they also might have played for Inter or Juventus. It's like if you go to a rival club in Italy, it's like not a huge problem compared to other countries, you know?
Yeah. Like going from Juventus to Inter is fucked. Like honestly, I know the game was fucked up. I knew the game was fucked up when Higuain went to fucking Juve, bro. And I was like, man, these guys don't care, man.
Never. that never happened. Napoli to Juventus.
Dude, look at their own, bro.
Exactly.
Like we got Bonucci. He's loved in the country. He played for what? AC Milan for a little bit in Juve.
He played at
look
Inter
at Andrea
too.
Pirlo. Didn't Andrea Pirlo used to play for Inter? I'm pretty. Or AC
he played
Milan.
for all three. He played for all
Inter.
three.
Man, Bonucci,
And these
Bonucci
are legends in the country that just have no remorse. And that'd be like Steven Gerrard like moving to Chelsea at the time. Like it's be unthinkable. But I guess in Italy,
Bonucci is very lucky, man. Bonucci is very lucky to have his so-called legacy, man. Because that guy was a bum for the longest, man.
Yeah,
I
agree.
That was a bum for the longest.
Bonucci is like
Bonucci is not better than Barzagli. No way. He's not.
Dude, Donnarumma. Listen, Donnarumma could have gone to.
Nope.
Donnarumma could have easily gone to Juventus and tried to challenge for the CL, and it wouldn't have no bearing on his place in the national team. There would be no abuse, and he literally went from one giant to another giant in the Italian game. But the coach, like I said, is just different there. To me, like in England, you have the only comparison I could think of, maybe like Sol Campbell. But then you have the whole race in it. So
when we mentioned that though, I think that it was the issue because in Italy and other countries, it's like professionalism. It's like, if I have the chance to go to a rival, you know, I know it's a bit disrespect to my fans, but I'm doing it for my career. But in England, it's like back then, you still had those club rivalries. You know, that was the issues. You know, in the 2004, England squad, 2008, for example. You know, they're mentioning the one thing that really prevented us from going any further in the competitions. It wasn't, us as players. It wasn't tactics. It was our club rivalries, and that's how serious it is in England. It's like it's taken into heart.
Dude, if you look at the England national team, like World Cup 2006, like just on paper, that team could have won the tournament. Bro, they had Paul Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard, Emil Heskey, Michael Owen.
No, dude, that's not true.
Wayne Rooney.
That generation is...
2006, the other teams they were competing against? They had the French team, they had the Italian team that won the
tournament.
They had the German team.
All
those teams, they were the Brazilian team.
They're way better. They're way better than England's.
No, that Brazil team was declining. That was actually the start of the decline.
Dude, like England's generation wasn't better than like Portugal's generation. And Portugal, that's why they've always beat them. Literally, that's why they always beat them.
Don't say that England. That English team in 2006.
It was overhyped, man.
They were
good, but they were overhyped.
Back to Saint's point when he's talking about how the club lines kind of make it more difficult than the national team. Because if you look at in Italy, right, just a perfect example. Andrea Pirlo is probably more loved than a loyal like a Disney merchant. Like what's the guy from Roma? Because you didn't win anything internationally. You were not. I should say. I don't know.
Francesco Totti won the World Cup.
Yes, I know. Let me finish. When you look at Andrea Pirlo, he moved from rival to rival, but he put on a better show internationally, and fans outside of Italy respect him more. So that's probably why he's loved in Italy. He was more essential as well for the national team, and he put on a good display in Europe.
I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now.
That's why Pirlo is probably more respected than De Rossi. They're not Disney merchants.
Then De Rossi.
Like these Spurs fans that are disrespecting Harry Kane for leaving. Even look at Frank Lampard. He left West Ham. He went to a bigger club. But once you're at established clubs, it doesn't matter. In Italy, you can move from AC to Inter.
No,
even if you are Italian, you're not going to be hated.
It depends on the player. So Francesco Totti, he won the league with Roma once.
Yeah, he did.
He said that is enough for him, and he's going to play in Rome all his life. You cannot talk bad about Totti in Rome.
Oh yeah, Totti is way more loved.
What did they do in Europe?
Trust me.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes,
Totti is way more loved than Pirlo.
Totti is seen as the real Italian. After
Trequartista,
Pirlo damn near created a position.
No, Pirlo. Nobody cares about Pirlo in Italy, though.
They do.
No, they care. No, they care.
They don't care as much as Totti, though.
Yeah. Totti is way more of an icon.
Yeah, Totti is an icon in Italy, though.
Yeah, Totti's like an icon.
No, after Baggio, after Schillaci was Baggio. After Baggio is Totti. Like they took it like that, and now they have this boy called Federico Chiesa, who they are seeing as the next big thing. They're looking at. Chiesa
he's royalty, man. He's
royalty.
son of a legendary striker.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
But bro, just look at Donnarumma. Like you're literally like the darling. That'd be like
I'm looking at this
Kane
squad
going
now.
to like
Milan squad against
Bayern Munich or something.
2005. I'm looking at this squad.
Donnarumma didn't cheat on Milan, though. Right? That's why Donnarumma came to us.
He was with them when they were shit.
Look at the squad for the 2005.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the squad now.
When they were getting kicked out of Europa League group stage.
Crespo, Seedorf, Kaká, Gattuso,
and the one season they get to the CL.
Stam, Cafu, Maldini, Luis Garcia, Gerrard, Rince, Cruyff, Barros, Alonso, Aipia, Traore, Carragher, Fiman. What the hell?
Liverpool had no business winning this Champions League.
They have no business. How?
They didn't.
How?
It was 3-0 at halftime. It was 3-0. It was 3-0 at 27 minutes. I watched that game.
Whatever Benitez said, man,
3-0.
that's got to be the best pep talk. Whatever Benitez said.
But like Benitez, he brought on but it's not really about. Gerrard was playing right back at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Who they brought on was Didi Hamann. Didi Hamann.
Yeah.
He changed the game. He changed the game when they brought him on.
Yeah, I think I forgot what Benitez said at the time, but it was something about he was trying to stop Kaká, but basically, the role Gerrard had, he had to he was more focused on attacking in the game, and then
like Gerrard was all over the place in the first half,
and so he couldn't really defend against Kaká properly, and Kaká was really important in this game, so that's why he brought in Didi Hamann.
Yeah.
So they waited for them in 2007 and said, "Okay, guys, come back, come and beat us again." 2007, Milan destroyed Liverpool in the final, man. No joke. This time there was no coming back. It was two goals and it was over. They didn't even.
I'm looking at this squad now. How on the head did Liverpool win this 2005 Champions League?
It never will happen again. But I didn't understand what happened.
That's arguably one of the most historic comebacks ever in football. Period.
In that whole Champions League run, they beat Juventus, man. They beat Juventus on the way too.
Yeah,
they cheated against Chelsea though.
Yeah,
let's
not talk about that game, please.
Not really, man. Why did Good Johnson miss that chance? Ask Good Johnson.
Easy, relax. Why didn't the
Good Johnson? Good Johnson should have. Good Johnson got to score. Good Johnson got to score. If he's that man, he's got to score, man.
You don't make every chance.
You messed up, man.
Hey, man.
The thing that really saved Liverpool was Gerrard's goal against Olympiacos. Otherwise, they would be in the Europa League that year. And it would have been a Chelsea.
How come nobody's talking about Alonso, man? Alonso.
Look at. I'm looking at the squad now. Look at it.
Towards the. Man, no one's talking about Xabi Alonso in that game.
Maldini, below, Gattuso.
Bro, number 6 isn't that impressive. What he does.
Xabi Alonso didn't play the 2005 final.
He did.
Where?
He did.
Was it that game?
Yeah, he scored their third goal. He scored Liverpool's third goal.
The third goal,
He scored from a rebound on the penalty where Gerrard dived.
Let me bring the squad out. Let me bring that squad out.
Gravitational leader, man.
Okay.
I know, so,
The
I know
non-verbal
it's there. Emmy,
Yeah.
it's there. Let me share it for you. It's there.
He put up a clinic.
Honestly,
Sabi-
man, that Champions League was weird, bro. Because Milan,
It
they were
was
going
weird.
through a weird time in that time. Like the season before that, they blew like a 3-0
No,
lead to
this is the
Deportivo.
squad. This
man.
is AC Milan squad.
Yeah,
Liverpool
they
squad.
lost to a guy called Pandani, Ambi Pandani.
Dude, they lost 4-0 to Deportivo. And
Yeah,
Pirlo
they-
in his book, Pirlo in his
Abdullah,
autobiography,
where's that team now?
Let me bring that. Hold on.
he insinuated that team, Deportivo, they doped. Like they were doping. Like he said that. He flat out said it in his book.
I won't be surprised though. I will not be surprised. Do you know why? Because I watched the first leg. Milan beat them 3-1 in San Siro. Everybody said the tie is over. At that time, no team had ever come back from a 2-goal deficit in the first leg in the Champions League history. No team. Second leg, the next week, my God, I was watching that game with my friend. It was 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. It's like, huh?
Are you talking about this squad?
Yeah.
Guys, this is squad. Sabi Alonso, Rince,
squad?
Gerrard, Luis Garcia, Barros.
You see Alonso?
Kiwa.
Chat.
Oh, okay.
Alonso was one of the nastiest.
Is this the team that won the Champions League?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I recognize
This team.
Char.
So,
Man.
Abdullah, in your opinion, do you think what's more impressive, Liverpool winning the Champions League in 2005 or Leicester City winning the Prem in 2016?
Oh, Leicester.
Leicester for me.
Leicester.
Because the way they won that
the way
Premier
they
League
did
was-
it.
Yeah.
The way they did it,
Remember what happened to the other teams that year? Like Chelsea literally actually made it happen, made Leicester win.
No, Chelsea was a brick that year.
They beat Tottenham on the second last
The
night.
players were just the players just lost everything in the first.
That was like the weirdest season ever.
Then Manchester
Something like that
City,
was happening.
Manchester City that season 2 was a mess. But
Were they
funny
saying
enough,
what's up in the CL?
yeah, in the CL they got to the semi-final that year.
Yeah, I love when Ibra pulled up to the bridge and he spanked that Chelsea ass in 2016.
Bam, that was one of my
man.
favorite. That
I
I
love
can
that.
name that Leicester City starting
that.
11. Bro.
Of course you love that.
That was a great season.
That's sick, man.
I think we will need to take care of this PSG team, this Champions League.
He's trying.
I want PSG. I want
I want them in the quarterfinal. So like to be painful.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
that
want PSG next, man. Oh my goodness, man.
I want PSG in the
If Chelsea drop PSG,
Guys, I'm gonna say right now.
I've been saying
just
it. I
because
want
it's so
PSG.
recent, because it's so recent in our memory. I feel like Chelsea winning the CL in 2021 is right up there with 2005 Liverpool. When you look back at it, like in a few years' time, and you think just how did Chelsea actually look at the whole context of the season from start to finish on the back of COVID, no preseason.
Oh, you don't remember
the transfer
2012?
ban,
You
new
don't
manager.
remember 2012?
Nah, 2012 it was, but I feel like 2021 is right up there, top 3 CL wins ever. I want to put 2005.
I don't think
Liverpool,
you remember
maybe
2012.
Portugal.
You don't remember
2010 Inter, bro. 2010 Inter, bro. It's a massive.
Wow. Did you watch 2012, the Champions League in 2012?
I don't think it went.
I know I watched the final, but Chelsea at least were there. I think they made it to the semi the year before, the 2 years before that they were in the final. So it's like
It was about time
I say
Chelsea
3
won the
years before
Champions League.
but Chelsea, when you look at the whole context,
It's been long,
how
man. It's
far
been
off
long.
they've been, what they've been doing the past few seasons.
We need
in
that
the
fresh
context
air. We need that fresh air so we can celebrate.
Yeah.
I've been.
Did Chelsea actually do a parade for the Champions League? They didn't do
No. This year because of the Euro. No, because of
Would-
the Euro.
would they do it?
said no. No, they didn't
Would
do it.
they do it before the league starts? Or
I think they will do it. I think the trophy is gonna be brought out for the preseason match against Tottenham Hotspur in the preseason.
why are they bringing out preseason, man? Who cares? Man,
I don't know.
Tottenham never going to win it though.
Just to punish Tottenham small, man.
Yeah.
Come and
Oh
see.
my
Come and see. Come and see.
Come on. See.
No, man, no worries. I think because of the Euro, that was why it wasn't brought out for the parade, though.
They should have given those boys the ability at least, to do an open boss.
I think it will be done
parade,
because
right?
I think the parade will be done maybe before the season start, or maybe when we win the Super Cup, maybe
or
when we win the Super Cup or the World Club.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe they should do it.
The Club World Cup.
But that would be winter though.
Guys, and don't forget the protests that the fans had outside the stadium because of the Super League.
Yes, yeah, that's
You look
true.
at the whole context of the season, bro. It was actually like a miracle. In the future, when you guys get to look back and you think of maybe when fans start going back to the grounds and things go back
to the ground already.
you realize that this is like top 3 ever victories in the CL. The whole context, bro. Frank Lampard, the legendary manager, getting sacked. Some random guy when he came over, he received some racist abuse from the likes of
Hold on, bro.
The fan base was split, bro. The fan base was split.
Calm down.
Bro, do you remember the Chelsea Civil War that happened in the middle of the season?
Hold on. Let me take you back to 2012. Okay. In 2012, we had a coach that was called.
There was no Man City. There was no PSG.
Sorry.
There was no Man City. There was no PSG in 2012.
But to be fair, that 2012 team, that was some of our best ever players were in that team, man.
Yeah,
so,
bro, but I'm talking. Okay, so if it was the best ever players, then how do you win with Werner and Mason Mount?
Hold on, bro.
And Pep on the bench.
Hold on, bro. We also had circumstances that we went through at that time. First of all, we weren't going to make top. We're not. Remember, we finished 6th. Second of all, we lost the coach before we brought in Roberto Di Matteo as an interim just to help us.
Did you lose a legend? A legend.
Which legend?
That was sacked by Abramovich. Lampard.
No. I'm talking about no. That's not what I'm talking about. We went through different coaching changes at 6th position, and we were 1-0 down. 1-0 down against Bayern, man. And then we lost, and then against Barcelona, we went to Camp Nou with 10 men.
With 10 men.
With 10 men.
I can never find with 10 men.
We went to Camp Nou with 10 men. And that game, I think that's the game that I would never forget. It's not even the winning the trophy. It's about how the heroics in Camp Nou.
And guys,
talking about the heroics.
That was a better team than this Chelsea, though.
I'm the Ramon, guys.
No, I'm just talking about the storytelling.
This guy here is being underappreciated a lot. This guy here. This man here. What this man did for Chelsea Football Club. People don't talk about him that much. This man.
Abdullahi, you brought up the wrong picture, man.
That's the season after. That's the Europa League. That's Europa League final.
Hazard didn't touch it. Sorry.
Yeah, that was the Europa League final.
Hold on.
Please.
Okay, I've seen it.
John Nchokubo, please put that picture. Let me
That's okay. So then try to compare that to 2021.
Blue
Eyes, you have a legend. The Chelsea fan Civil War.
You mean this one? This one, right?
The protest.
No,
COVID,
just put starting 11, 2012 final. Chelsea starting 11, 2012 final.
Okay.
You see squad, man.
Dude, that team would wipe the floor with this Chelsea.
Blight, you were not here when someone was disrespecting Mikel. I think it was like a few days ago. So.
Who is? They don't know. Some people coming here. We're talking football.
Okay, yeah. I remember the day. It was the day we're looking at DMs for the last.
My guy. I'm not gonna lie. Jonobi in his heyday was wanted to replace Scholes by the greatest ever manager in history. So if you disrespect Jonobi, then you just don't know football. Period. And you're probably maybe a xenophobe or a Lampard super fan.
You can't find the picture, Abdullahi.
I see the picture, but I'm looking at starting 11. I have the picture. I can find the picture here. Hold on.
Chelsea team picture, 2012 final.
Yeah, I have the picture here. I want to look at. I've seen the picture here, but it has like. Oh, okay, I've seen it. I think this should be the right one.
With Mireles, Raul
Mireles, yeah. Raul Mireles. That guy is. I keep saying it. I don't think Mireles is there. This is the one I saw. This one I saw. This is Kalu.
No, not this one.
Not this one.
Now give us picture where they're all standing with goalkeeper.
With the goalkeeper. Okay.
Yeah, like a team picture. I'd like team pic.
Let me find it. Hold on.
The first thing, man. Chelsea
is there. Chelsea. Hold on. Maybe you can share it to me. Hold on.
2012 CL final.
CL final.
Man, I wonder what Roberto Di Matteo is doing now. That guy's disappeared.
He disappeared?
He just disappeared. I haven't heard.
Do you find it, Black? Do you find it?
Let me see.
I found it.
Okay, I found it. There you go. There you go.
I hope it's the right one. I found it now.
It better be. It better be.
I think I find
That
it.
picture they give me joy. That picture they give me joy.
Is it this? This is what I found.
Let me see.
Yeah, that's the one. Ryan Bertrand. Oh my god.
Oh my god. These are a bunch of part-time workers, man.
Oh my God in heaven. David Luiz, Lampard, Caillou, Mikel, Bertrand, Ashley Cole, Mata, Bozingua, Drogba, and Kalu. My Lord in heaven. My Lord in heaven.
So Mireles came off the bench, or he had a red card or yellow card?
I think he had a red card. I think he had a red card.
He played the semi-final. He played the.
Not to mention back about the better team, but somehow they won. It started not to Chelsea. You see what was better.
Abdullah, remember,
He
got a red card.
He was suspended. He was
suspended.
He got his second yellow card. John Terry got a red card in the second leg on his Barcelona too. So two of them missed the game. In this final, should I bust your head? In this final, David Luiz was carrying an injury. He was playing with a broken ankle.
Even K.
Yeah, we didn't have a defense. We pretty much didn't have a defense for this match.
That's because of John.
I think Mikel was even the defender because Mikel did not come out in that match. He was the one defending for he was covering for Kyle and Luis. He was covering for both of them.
That game, joy, nothing but joy, man.
I can't forget that game. I watched the match. Let me tell you where I watched the match. I watched the match in a bar that was full of Bayern Munich fans. I was the only one that had my 2010 away yellow kit. I didn't wear the blue
I remember
kit.
that kit. I
wore the yellow kit.
I remember
so you were the short thumb.
No, I made sure I wore yellow so that I'll be shiny. Then
I remember that kit.
Then I had two of my friends that were Liverpool fans. They were buying me drink. I said them, be buying the drink, don't worry. This thing when Bayern was torturing our post. Man, they now scored. The Bayern Munich fans. Man. One guy said, do you want me to buy you more drink? I said, no. In your life, never say that again. This game is not over. Do you know the spirit of this game? Let me go and bite something in my car. I'm coming back. And I told the guy said, you like bite everything in your car. Nothing is coming back in this match. We will score again before you come back. I said, let me use the restroom. I'll be back.
When Drogba scored,
I went to use the restroom. I came back. And I said, I now went to stand in front of the television because it was a bar, so they had like 20 TVs, right? I went to stand in front of the television. I told them, see, when Chelsea scores, I am going to be very loud. I'm just telling you guys. Right? Chelsea will never score. Chelsea, all of them are German. They're like, like, okay, don't worry. My God. When that cross,
that Drogba header, for me, that was one of the best clutch header I've ever seen. That header.
No, the owner of the bar was like, that dude. Man, I was in all their faces, man. I just could not help
that header was clutch. Oh my God.
Yo, let me tell you one thing. I think that header, the Germans knew it was over. They knew it was done.
But that's yeah. It took away everything that they had.
Everything was all done.
Took them out. They couldn't believe it. They couldn't.
That header was clutch for me. Was a clutch moment for me because
and then we managed the game into extra time.
And Drogba caused a penalty again. I think it was in the second or second.
I'm telling you,
no, during regular game. That was during regular game. Robin missed it.
He missed it.
Or Peter Cech saved.
He saved it.
Yeah, Peter Cech saved it. Yeah.
And guess what? Nobody knew that Mikel. You know, Mikel whispered something to Robin. Eh?
Peter,
no,
to
Robin. Before Robin.
Robin said he's gonna miss it.
No, he said something in his ear. Yeah. Nobody knew that thing, man. If you watch that game again, you see Mikel was kind of luring around that area. He whispered something. You know, Robin played Chelsea those days. So they have this guy. So he said something into his ear.
No,
man.
he told him that I think he told him that Peter Cech knows
something disruptive. Exactly.
He told him Peter Cech knows where you're going to play the penalty.
So you see,
Peter Cech told Robin in his ear that Peter knows where you're going to put the penalty. You know,
there you go.
Or 9 penalty sets. Robert Kane left leg, just pass the ball to Peter Cech. That's when I knew when he was
I knew it's
That's
going
what
to
I knew.
And then,
That's what I knew.
man, when I saw that balloon, I saw the ball and I saw there was Bolombolo. There
There
was
was
one
balloon.
Bolombolo
Yeah,
that
there's
was
balloon. There's balloon. Yeah, I remember that year.
right in the
I now, if you know what I did, I now carried my shirt. I carried it on my head. Oh man, I was in nuisance in that bar. Yeah, like they practically had to carry me away. Chelsea won. Oh,
You know the funny part?
Man.
That year I was in Africa that year.
in
And
Munich.
I think that year.
In Munich. Oh
You know the funny
man.
part? That year I won 300,000 naira that year. I don't like betting, but that year I don't know what prompted me to bet that year. I don't bet. That year I won
that's
200
nice. That's a nice payback.
cash. Not even
Naira
cash.
bet. Naira bet.
No. It was just normal because that the person that was betting with me was a Barcelona fan because he lost in the semi-final. So it was like I doubled it. Chelsea cannot win in Munich at home. It was too loud. I was like, I've been so now. What time this team? 2008 we were lucky. 2009 Barcelona robbery. So this year again we're gonna lose because of who? No, it's not gonna go. No. Because like I was like, hey, I don't have money, and I tell the owner because the owner of that view center was a very good friend of my mom. So I told him that he should like kind of lend me some money. I want to go. He said, "You don't bet." I said, "I don't bet, but this thing just tell me just to win this match." So he gave me that money, and I bet that money together with him. So I was sitting down, like I was sitting on the floor in front of the TV. That was how I was sitting there. I never sit on the chair, on the floor. I was like, hey, like this. When Bula scored, I was like this. Oh my God, this is not the man. I could not say a word. Everybody was coming. Oh, Bayern! I was like, hey, the money just come. Don't forget my money, please. Don't forget. You know, say you borrow them. I was like, hey, oh Lord in heaven. 2008, 2009. This will happen again. I can't even. If I go, I won't be able to sleep. Oh my Lord in heaven. And the funny part about it is, before I did, my mom already told me, see, you are going out and your team will not win. You are disobeying me. I was like, mommy, why you the cost us? Let's us win now. 2008, we get cost, we don't win. 2009 again. We can win this one now. Why this cost? So I left. I was like, hi, Chineke. One matter wanted to do that free kick, that connector was like, hey, Drogba, please. I know you have been doing it. Just save us again for the last time. You may not play for Chelsea again. But this year, I don't mind this year. I don't. When Drogba scored, I broke the what's called. You know those tents they used to do the view center. There's one Paco there. There's one big Paco. I fly high from that place. I give that Paco punch. That two Paco broke. Like, wow. He broke.
Hey man. Now we got
how-
two. Now we got two, man. Hey
man.
I can't believe it. Now we got two. You know, the first, like they say, the first cut is the deepest. You can never. It's all.
I would think one of maybe when the season starts, or maybe during the international break, I will do the Chelsea stuff when we're gonna talk about 2008, 2009, 2012. Our reaction to that year. I'll find a way to do it. We're gonna talk about
2008. 2000 was it 2008? Hi, that was another heartbreak, man. Yeah.
Z-Man, you are sick, man. Don't remind me of 2009 Iniesta. I hate that year, man. Don't remind me of that year.
2009, yeah.
Don't remind me of that year, man. I don't want to remember that year. That year pissed me off, man. That year, I was heartbroken that year. I was so heartbroken.
Don't mind
that year. That year I could not cry. I just gave up. I was like, hey, I just gave up. I did not cry. I just gave up. Like literally give up of like all my days in heaven. So maybe around because there's gonna be an international break in around September or October. We're gonna find a way when we're gonna talk about 2008, 2009, 2012. Our reaction to the UCL. I'm gonna share some people's viewpoint about this because people want to talk about it. Someone like Sam, Ralph, other guys want to talk about it. So we'll find a way to talk about it. That's that night. I'll never forget that. Even HH even said that 28, he and his brother was fighting that year. That year, he and his brother was like,
his brother is Man U. His brother is Man U.
I think his brother is Man U. So in that 2012, he said he watched it in a view center in the bar. So that when he watched it in the bar, he wasn't able to do a post match. That he went crazy.
Yeah, HH brother is a Manchester.
He's a man. He said 2008. He said he could not say a word to his brother.
Yeah, that 2008 was just. I was so angry.
It
And then,
was-
I was even more mad in 2009.
I was
almost broke my
angry.
TV in 2009. 2009 I was pissed.
I mean,
That
that's
day,
2008. You know the funny part? The 2008.
2009, I can't forget.
You know the funny part?
I skipped work. That 2009. That day of the semi-final, the second leg, I was like, no, Chelsea will win. Man, I was so confident. We had a very good team. Our team was the best. Our team was the
When
best team in Europe.
When Iniesta scored, oh my Lord in heaven.
That coach, who was that coach again, man?
I think it was Afghan Grant or
No, Hiddink. It was Hiddink.
Was it? Oh, Gusidi.
2009 was Gusidi.
Yeah, it was Gusidi. The problem with Gusidi is that he didn't make the necessary substitution. And if I say this, go ahead.
There's no substitution he would have made because that team on the field was dominating Barcelona. We pretty much had Barcelona. We were strangling them. Remember, we scored in that game, right? We scored first.
Yeah, SCN scored the goal of the season.
Yeah, we scored first. We were supposed to score more, but Barcelona was cheating.
That's what I'm saying.
They were pulling us down.
You bring it up now. No, but you bring it up now. We scored first, and he didn't think about if that was Mourinho. Anyway, if that was Mourinho, you needed as soon as we scored there. After like 10, 20 minutes, he should have taken out SCN. He should have taken out SCN, but I know it's a sentimental statement to make, and that was where Mikel would have made the difference. That was where I was. That's what
really. I think that day, SCN, Ballack, and Lampard in that midfield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but SCN wasn't. The thing is, SCN was more of. He contributed.
He was not holding.
Not holding. Thank you. So he always wanted to pick up. He always wanted Iniesta.
I think Xavi and Iniesta were catching
goals. They'll pick you apart, man. With that. That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Exactly. Man, that year, I will never forget.
Some history here, guys.
You know the funny part, guys. We'll find a way. It will be around September or October. We're gonna find a way to talk about this UCL. This is our UCL win. You have to have a reaction about it.
It'll be nice. Yeah, sure.
We'll talk AFCON. Yeah, we'll talk AFCON too. We'll talk AFCON because I have something scheduled for the AFCON because some want me to talk about them. Our squad for the AFCON, the 2013 squad that won the AFCON. We want me to talk about the squad, the 2019 we lost, and the new one that is coming up. How are we gonna perform? Do we have the chance of winning? So we're gonna talk a lot about the AFCON. We have to speak about it. So it's gonna be around October during the international break when the players go on the international break. We're gonna talk about it. We'll find a way to talk about it.
Hey, where's Offside, man? Hi, Abdullah.
Offside, I told you already. She's making her debut for the Super Cup.
Super Cup.
We spoke August 11.
Who is Offside? You
don't know Offside. I didn't know Offside. She's a lady. She's a broadcaster.
Yeah. She's come on the show before.
Niger now.
A lot.
Very sharp Niger babe, man.
Wow. So she's coming for the preview for the
everything. She's doing everything. Yeah, she's gonna be making her debut. You don't know Offside. She's making her debut for the Super Cup. Both the watch along at the post match. She's doing everything.
That would be great.
Yeah, she's doing everything.
I was thinking of inviting some Chelsea fans out here.
Yeah, invite them. No worries.
Yeah,
but they are Niger people.
It doesn't matter. Bring them from Argentina.
Too many Manchester United for this panel. We need a little bit of it.
We need Chelsea people. Banter.
Exactly. We need to switch it up.
You need to go back and watch the UCL. Is it the semi-final where I think Bless were there when Amaka was, oh my Lord in heaven.
Oh boy.
Oh, it was.
They went crazy. And then there was one time and then one time Offside. I think there was one time Offside showed her video once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the semi-final in the FC Porto that we lost in the second leg.
Okay.
That was she was doing the broadcast on the TV.
Top and high, like very good pundits. So top class pundits.
Wow.
Very good. That's a job.
Man.
That's a job.
Mm-hmm. Broadcasting.
But they know football very well.
They know football, man. She's very intelligent.
This is not correct. You can tell that like seasoned knowledge about football, man.
Yeah, very intelligent.
Yeah.
So she's making an official full debut. Full debut.
Nice. I beg.
August 11, official debut. People who doesn't know offside. Offside is coming official debut. Debut. If you don't know her, just get yourself ready. There's a new Tom ready. New introduction.
And she's a Chelsea fan. No? She's a diehard
Chelsea
fan. If this girl defend Mason Mount, if she defend Mason Mount for you, you go calm down.
I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
If she package Mason Mount,
she's making an official debut. Like for the post match. Both of them are coming for the post match. The watch along and the post match.
Nice.
She's making a debut. So they're gonna be a new thumbnail for the watch along, a new thumbnail for the post match, and an introductory music. Everything's gonna be getting ready before the season start. I work on everything.
Abdullah doing big things. That's so.
We're working on everything. I'm working on everything because the music is giving me problem because it's taking way long. So I'm gonna figure out how to fix it. But it will be done though. It will be surely be done.
You're gonna create your own tune or
my own tune. But mostly my own tune is gonna be mostly on Kai Havertz because that's my favorite player. One of my favorite players. So it's gonna be based like most pictures and most like the video is gonna be on it. But it's gonna when I started, you guys are gonna see it when it's gonna start. Don't worry.
Nice.
Different. She will make a debut.
Gentlemen, I have to sign off, but this was great.
Yeah.
Peace, everybody.
I'll sign off too. Take care, guys.
All right, everybody.
Take care, guys.
Peace, everybody. Peace.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right.
Peace.